Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust, alongside the whole crew. Kyle Wallace, the Packer backer, Bucks backer, Wisconsin backer. Brad Nortman, back from his NFL Media Combine training in LA. He thinks he's a changed man, but I think after 3 hours of yesterday, we got him back to remembering he's just one of us.
That's all it took. All it took to remember I am indeed second place, Brad.
I didn't know you were back to counting the days he would wear free stuff again.
This isn't issued gear. This is not free. I bought this T-shirt.
You bought a T-shirt?
Hang on, time out.
You got 4
I bought this
Time
T-shirt.
out. He may have bought that T-shirt, but he's wearing pants that I got as issued gear in 2012.
Now wait a minute. I know you didn't get these pants.
I got those. I have those pants.
These are bowl issued pants. These are Rose Bowl pants.
Well, they lied to you because got the exact same one.
Let me see. Stand up.
These are the days of pre-NIL, so they're just giving us whatever.
I mean, there ain't no Rose Bowl logo. They just lied to him and said, "This is your Rose Bowl swag, a.k.a. what we have left over in the equipment room."
Where's the Rose Bowl? No, the 98th edition.
This is the 2010 season, 2011 Rose Bowl, and the pants didn't have anything on it. I do feel like it was just a normal Adidas zip-up, and they just slapped a rose on even the thing. The next year, the pants did have a rose on it. But yeah, maybe Ben does. Maybe Ben was a secret walk-on receiver or something like that we didn't know. Maybe that's how he had to sneak those pants.
No, I'm telling you, that was just issued gear where they stitch a logo on it to make it seem like it was Rose Bowl gear because I have those pants.
Those pants look pretty big. They don't look like a big occasion. They just look like, hey, you guys.
I feel bad. How do you, Brad?
What?
I am not you. I didn't play in the NFL. I know I wear the same thing every single week. It's well documented. But take care of your damn self and Lexi deserves somebody who has new pants that aren't worn from 12 years ago.
But I like these pants. Why should I get rid of these pants? Just because I can afford more pants.
That's some Kyle Wallace type stuff. I got clothes that old. If
do these pants look old? Do they show age? Does it look like they're from 2010? They're a little bit baggier than I'd like.
They're baggy.
That was the form back then.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that style will come back in 10 years, but it's not here right now. Those pants, you could fit both your legs in one pant leg. They're so wide.
They're loose. They are loose pants. Each one, it's kind of like they're like bell bottoms, but the whole thing are bell bottoms.
Brad was so literal when he said last week was too much wearing dress clothes every single day.
Yes.
You were not joking about just wearing casual clothes all week.
This is what happens. You boomerang back hard to yourself, and I am back to being the Brad Nortman we all know and love.
I just can't believe you really do have on free issue.
What do you mean you can't believe it? Of course I can believe it.
Part of a bit.
No.
I didn't know it's a lifestyle.
No, it's a lifestyle. It's Brad's lifestyle.
It feels great. I love the pants. They feel comfortable. It reminds me of the good old days. I got every reason to wear these pants. And actually, I feel bad for the current players that don't get to experience what it's like to go to a Rose Bowl and be given all the leftover pants that the basketball team gets to. That is character building that these college kids will never know because they're the NIL life.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. We are also on YouTube at ESPN Madison and at ESPN Milwaukee. And luckily for you, you can see Brad's upper half and you can't see those horrid pants that he's wearing from 14, 15 years ago. And on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, Bucks bot account 2064 chimes in, Buck Nation, not sweating Pacers. Even if Giannis part of series, they will still win in 5. And I think that bot messed up because they meant to say even if Giannis isn't part of the series, they will still win in 5. And I do want to start with the Milwaukee Bucks. I do want to start with Giannis, and I want to start with the news of the unlikelihood of him being with the team early on in this series. We'll start from earlier today, where Stephen A. Smith, And very excited because if you missed it, Stephen A. Smith did join Thanasis for the Thanalysis show live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I'm sure you've seen teaser clips. He talks about Milwaukee in there, but he talks more specifically about the Milwaukee Bucks and their situation here.
If Milwaukee loses, I think you need to consider moving Dame up out of there. Got there. Let me explain. I'm not talking about his game. He's not happy there. Now, he's got a lot of distractions, which are his business, and we wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. Because a lot of us will not be able to handle it as well as he's handling it. But nevertheless, whatever support system that you're looking for, and I'm sure they got love for him and they try to support him or whatever, but it's one of those situations where if you are not happy in a situation, albeit because of outside reasons.
He wanted to go to Miami.
And I know he wanted to go to Miami too. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. I mean, you got all of that going on. That's a lot to deal with. I'm not talking about his game because I believe in Dame.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about what he has to go through and psychologically how that situation may not be ideal for him.
That was Stephen A. Smith earlier today on Get Up with Greeny. And speaking of Greeny, he can't get enough of talking about Giannis and this Milwaukee Bucks because he had Brian Windy, joining and talking about what could happen if this team does lose in the first round. And I will pull up some Potawatomi odds so you guys know just how close the series price even is.
If they lose in the first round, that's a big statement right there, number one. If they lose in the first round, the first person you're worried about isn't Dame. It's Giannis. You want to make sure Giannis is still committed. And also, when you talk about this first round, you got to worry about where Giannis's calf is, if he's going to be 100%. But if they go down in the first round again, they have that disappointment back-to-back years, I'm not sure where Giannis is going to be. But no matter what happens, this is a flawed roster. They clearly did not, the panacea that they thought Dame Lillard was going to be wasn't the case. They're going to have to make changes one way or another, and they basically mortgaged their entire draft in the future. So they're going to have to get creative, and I do think it's possible that Dame could be looked at. But you got to make sure Giannis is committed to it first.
So a lot happening in the Milwaukee Bucks world, and this odds to win the series here from Pato Sportsbook. You'd have to bet the Bucks minus 136. Bet 136 to get 100 back. So they're favorites, but the Pacers only plus 110. And we're talking about a first-round series. Typically, this first-round series, especially for a world championship caliber team, you're not even going to see it on the board because it is a lock for the 1s and the 2 seeds to typically win these. Now, I know we're living in a world where the Bucks did lose last year as a first seed, but what I'd said is true through the history of the 1s and 2 seeds of the NBA. Now, with that said, I do want to start with the 414 expert, our guy, Kyle Wallace, because, again, it was 250 to open. With Giannis's injury, it was 185 this morning, and then the news came out. It's down to 136. That scares me from a first-round perspective, but your takeaway, because you are Mr. Milwaukee, and from a Giannis or Dame perspective, there's a lot here in terms of, like, keeping Giannis happy. Is Dame the right guy? Was the trade worth it?
I'm growing real weary of all this, right? We got rid of Aaron Rodgers, which meant I thought we got rid of drama within my sports team. But unfortunately, this whole season with the Milwaukee Bucks, from the very first moment the Bucks got rid of Terry Stotts early on in the season when Adrian Griffin removed him from the staff, or he left. This team has been filled with drama, and it's because of the expectations that they have, and I'm very nervous that the expectations are too much for the Bucks, and they are not ready for the moment. Whether it's Doc Rivers constantly saying something in the press, Giannis, just getting hurt, but just overall, just Giannis just not seeming like this team was going in the right direction. Dame just not looking passionate about being around here. I'm just sick and tired of the drama. But overall, I just need some clarity because all these assumptions being made about whether Dame wants to be here or not. If Dame is not here, that is very unsettling for me because that means that this trade was a failure. This trade is a disaster, like an absolute disaster. The Bucks have to make a run in this playoffs in order for this to be successful. So I don't think the trade is a disaster yet or a failure.
And it's funny you say that because us three were, I want to say we were meeting before our show and news broke that Damian Lillard was being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. And at that point, It was this year, championship or bust.
Yeah.
Because of all we had heard in the offseason about Giannis and changing his narrative a little bit from the end of the getting bounced at the end of the playoffs last year or the early in the playoffs last year as a 1 seed, it's steps to success and all of that. For me, it's just like, if you're going to say that and then go to a New York Times article and talk about how your legacy is important for championships, it went from Dame was traded, we're all excited, championship or bust now, to hearing Kyle talk about, well, now we need to make a run just to keep Giannis and Dame maybe together.
The thing about what I'm feeling, right, I run based off emotion and then also information, right? But
Mostly emotion.
I get information and I take it and I say, I feel the vibe, right? None of us feel the vibe that this team is about to make a championship run. We don't feel that energy. In 2021, we were hopeful, right? We felt good about that. When they lost to the Raptors as well, in 19, we still had this vibe. We felt good. There just seems to be a lack of energy from the players on the court, which has now been on to us as fans. And I don't feel like anybody really truly believes the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win the championship this year.
Everything about this team has been off from the start of the year. That's the best way I can put it. Just nothing has felt right, whether it be team chemistry, what is going on at head coach, between Griffin getting fired, bringing in Doc Rivers, Doc having a hard time putting his arms around this team and being able to say, he's seeing weird things in the media and clearly not being the leader they thought he would be. Dame is clearly not engaged. Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez look slow and old. Even Giannis, who has had some great games, he's putting up great stats, or something off about what this team is and where they're going. I mean, think about last year. We were shocked, appalled, and upset with the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks got bounced in the first round. If it were to happen this year, no one would be surprised.
Because
think about that. Expectations have gone down.
We felt last year that team had a real chance to win a championship. That's why we were all shocked. This year, like you said, we have these high expectations, but that feel of expecting them to make a championship run, it just doesn't feel there. You're right. Something is missing. Something is off.
Something is off. And because of that, the trade was a bad trade now. Looking at it, was not worth it.
No matter what?
This team, yes, no matter what. I mean, it's impossible to say what is going to happen in the future. As I'm sitting here now, this team is worse than they were before. They're more off than they were before. They have less leadership, more drama. Everything about our expectations have been completely eroded. One of your superstars allegedly doesn't even want to be here. So there's nothing that I am looking at this that I can say this was a good trade. I have my least level of optimism since 2017 for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yikes.
When they got bounced in the first round. The year after that is when they played Toronto and lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. Ever since that year, since the Bucks played Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals, I thought any year the Bucks could win the NBA
and
championship.
And it should be that with a top 5 player in the NBA.
And currently, I feel like the least amount of optimism I have for the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's saying something.
800-990-3776, and that is saying something. I do want to know, is this the least optimistic you've ever been during the Giannis era? Because, there's been some times where they're down 0-2 in different series to the Nets, in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Last year, losing in the first round. Is this a new low? Are you the least optimistic you've ever been? 800-990-3776. Leroy. What's up, Leroy?
What's up? What's up, Kyle, y'all? Brust, y'all, man. Man, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared, Brust and Kyle, y'all, because I ain't never seen them, and I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I've been a Bucks fan for a long time. And we celebrated in 2021. But Kyle and Brust, I'm scared, man. And I'm a Giannis fan.
Yeah, Brad is
scared
too.
I'm a Giannis fan.
Well, Leroy, we love you. But why you leave out Brad like that?
Leroy,
too.
I'm here too, man.
Say hi to Brad.
I know you are, Brad. I love you too,
Thanks,
man. I love the KBN Nation. I love you, the KBN Nation. I just want that represent that.
Yes.
Thank you, Leroy. But that is an emotion you should feel based off of the sound we heard from Stephen A., based off the sound we heard from Brian Windhorst. It's an eerie time to be a Milwaukee Bucks fan. And it's eerie that when you have a top player like Giannis, Everyone talks about how nobody talks about the small market. Well, guess what? They're talking about the small market on the morning show, on Get Up, on Greeny, on everywhere, and it's not for good reasons. 800-990-3776. We'll continue to hear from KBN Nation on the Milwaukee Bucks. Is this trade a win if they don't win is this trade a loss no matter what if they don't win a championship? Because to me, it feels like it is heading that way no matter what, because I have no belief. 800-990-ESPN. We'll hear from you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
He's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I cannot imagine that there's any way that he missed the game because he's unhappy that the game was on turf. I think that's preposterous to me.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30.
I thought they looked great. I got to be honest, I think that's what I kind of expected from the Packers.
Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Construction Business Group and Island Resort and Casino.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on. Potholes stink. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole area. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Get that appointment booked before May 31st, and you might even see Old T on the job site for a visit. Find full contest details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
Baseball and tailgating. 2 of Wisconsin's traditions are back. Have you made a game plan? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. For over 60 years, we've been part of the starting lineup that makes your tailgate an experience. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, we're your pre-game headquarters. It's not a game without a tailgate, and it's not a tailgate without a stop at Discount Liquor, where we literally have everything you need to get back to your baseball traditions. So before you head to the ballpark, head to Discount Liquor. 2 area locations, in Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey guys, it's Brad Nortman here to tell you about a great offer at Bank 5-9. I know we're all looking for ways to save our money, and at Bank 5-9, you can earn more by opening a money market account today. With rates as high as 5.3%, you'll earn more while working with a true local community bank. Be sure to check out their great CDs too. Helping you save more of your money is another way Bank 5-9 is making lives better. For details, visit bank59.com/MM specials. Member FDIC.
It's our lowest prices of the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on the things you need for spring. Like 20-pound bags of Bio-Advanced 24-hour grub killer granules, $27.99 after sale and $10 mail-in rebate. Get our lowest price of the season on Fast Orange hand cleaner with pumice, $10.49 a gallon. And save $2 on CRC Pro Series brake parts cleaner, just $6.99. Don't miss our lowest prices of the season in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Feels like forever tonight.
If Milwaukee loses, I said I think you need to consider moving Dame up out of there.
That was Stephen A. Smith on Get Up. And it's not a crazy thought because, again, in Giannis's window to win a championship, you need everyone bought in. And you know what we just discussed? How this season from start to finish has felt so disconnected. So disconnected. From starting with Adrian Griffin, to Joe Prunty, as you mentioned, being associate head coach gone, to hiring Doc Rivers in the middle of the season, who was consulting Adrian Griffin, to them having a losing record with Doc as the head coach in the regular season, and now with Giannis hurt heading into the playoffs, this season could not have gone any worse leading up to right now. Now, what I will say is if you do have faith that in the playoffs, for the same reason that you traded for Dame, that this team can beat the Pacers, it's your best time to get the best odds right now for the Bucks to win the series. They're only minus 135. This series opened at minus 250 for the Bucks to win. So you are a financial analyst like maybe Brad Nortman was in his previous life. There is value now to buy the Bucks winning this series better than it was to start. And your belief would be that Dame, who has not played great, without Giannis, might be able to elevate this team to what should be beating the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, with every high possible reward investment, there is a high level of risk, and that's all I'm seeing with this team. It's not like this team even struggled and caught a little bit of identity and a little bit of fire going into the playoffs.
Who are they?
The exact opposite happened. They are losing to bad teams exactly when they should be playing their best basketball. And you talked about everybody being locked in, everyone having a sole focus on winning an NBA championship. I felt like this team had that in prior years, for sure 2021 when they actually won it. But I'm wondering, like, Dame seems distracted. Doc sort of took this job on a flyer, and he has not held himself together that a head coach should possibly do.
He wasn't super excited in his presser.
In the introductory. I don't know why. I don't know why they fired him. And so Chris Middleton looks very old and very unhealthy physically. Brook, I don't want to put him out there, but he is. He's not healthy physically. Brook Lopez looks slow. Even the guys off the bench outside of Bobby Portis have taken a big step back. So for every level of it, and even Giannis plays hard on the court, but this is Kyle Wallace, which you get after Giannis about all the time, and Homer. When he talks about Giannis isn't that leader. Giannis brings it himself every single time, but clearly the guys around him aren't playing at his level or level of focus either.
800-990-3776. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Full crew here today. Look, I want to hear from KBN Nation. Brian in St. Francis, where are you right now? Where are you? Are you as pessimistic as Brad is about where the Bucks are?
Well, you guys, thanks for taking my call. Someone brought up that superstar is unhappy. Would that be Dame?
Yes, it is Dame. Dame has had personal issues, and he did, let's be honest, he did not want to be. Miami was his first choice. He didn't go to Miami, which is interesting because his personal issues being even further away would have been interesting. But ultimately,
Miami got a lot of people who can take your mind off.
But personally, yes, I think Dame overall is not happy.
Because I did see a story when I Googled this morning that had a picture of Dame that he was unhappy, and then I thought maybe it's just a false story. But I did read a story not too long ago that he's bored. He's bored here. His family is back in Portland, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe there is some truth. And now you guys said it. And the thing of it is, he doesn't show very much. He's expressionless. It's always the straight. It's always the same look. You don't know what he's thinking. And not too long ago, I was going to call in and ask you guys, was it a good trade? That I question the trade now.
Yeah, it's a great question, Brian.
Of getting him.
Yeah, an 800-990-3776. I mean, to this point, unless they win a championship, the trade wasn't worth it. Even if you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, which feels like a pipe dream now.
That feels like a long way away, doesn't it?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to go as far as saying the trade wasn't worth it, because the last alliteration of this team is the fact that we knew it was over. Like, the reason why they got rid of Drew, they were just trying to fix something by firing a coach and hiring a new coach, and we found out Adrian Griffin wasn't the one.
But what does it say about Horst that Drew Holiday not only signed for 4 years and however many $1 million with the Celtics?
He won't be with the Celtics through that contract.
Hear me out for a second. Not only is Drew Holiday important to the Boston Celtics and what they believe he can be for their success as they're trying to make their run at championships in the East, he is one of 11 players that have been mentioned of 12 to be on the USA Olympic team. And why that is important is because if you remember back when they did win the NBA championship, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday got on a flight a week after they won the NBA championship, and Greg Popovich, the head coach, talked about who was the most important piece to helping them win. And that was Drew Holiday because of what he brings defensively.
But the Bucks weren't in a position. Here's the issue. Who are the number 1 and number 2 players on the Boston Celtics?
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Who were the 1 and 2 players on the Milwaukee Bucks last season?
Giannis and Chris.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Well, you're paying Chris to be that.
But Chris was in the championship run.
Chris has been injured. That's the whole point. Chris has been hurt. He is not the same guy. He is not the real number 2 on the team. Is Drew Holiday as the number 2. Drew Holiday being a number 2 at this point in his career for a team that has championship aspirations is not going to be successful. Now, he can play a role where he can be a defender, knock down an open shot, facilitate a little bit, but he is just another guy that can play defense and be another offensive weapon, but he is not the focal point of the offense. In Milwaukee, we needed him to step up for us offensively if Giannis was out, if Chris was out. He was the guy that we needed to step up. He became number 2, and at this point in his career, Drew Holiday is not a number 2 on a championship team.
Well, that's true. He's not a number 2 on a championship team. And it just goes to reflect that this trade was one of many errors that the Bucks have made along the way. Hiring Coach Griffin was a bad hire now in retrospect. Giving Lopez and Chris Middleton those big contracts when they're old and injury prone. They're old. They're bad decisions. It's been a lot of bad decisions. You got to give them a lot of credit leading up to the championship. But since the championship was won, this team got a little bit of egotistical. They think they can just do whatever they want to do, keep running it back. They didn't stay fresh. They didn't stay green. And now you're paying for it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of great comments on YouTube right now, I think that loyalty is actually going to end up biting the Bucks right now.
100%.
So do we trade? We trade Dame for Drew. LOL. Honestly, what do we even get back from him? Who will take on his contract? That's a part of it. Who's going to want to take on a Middleton or a Lopez? Who's going to want to take on? Trade deadline came. Nobody was buying in these Bucks players. And then when you think about keeping Giannis happy, how about the fact that why would Giannis want to stay? Right? You have to.
He made this mess, so he's going to have to lay in it.
But that's not how it works.
He's going to have to lay in it.
I'm not saying.
I would make him sit on the bench unhappy.
That's not how it works.
Could you imagine?
He can pull a James Harden. Absolutely not. You the reason why. And again,
you're going to do that to the guy who brought you a championship for the first time in 50 years?
Listen, when people get married, they're all in love. And next thing you know, they throwing, cutting up their clothes and scratching their car. I don't know about that. Never happened to me. Maybe it did. But here's the thing.
Sounds like it did.
No. Never been married.
You had your own Elin?
Get Elin. So what I'm saying is this, is that, yes, we love us some Giannis. But at the end of the day, the reason why Chris is still here, the reason why Robin is here, the reason why Dame is here is because we are trying to put a team around Giannis. And specifically when it comes to Brooke and it comes to Chris, they are here because they're Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb. Because if Aaron Rodgers was going to go to the Jets, he was going to have his boys come with him, and Giannis was not going to let his boys, Chris and Brooke Lopez, leave this team.
800-990-3776. Zach chimes in. He's already tossing a Benjamin on it. Keep fearing the deer, ? He's buying while it's low. And Ryan says, let's wait to jump off a cliff until we see a first few games or a series or two.
As Ryan, what is your level of confidence going into these playoffs?
You can ask him.
Ryan, I want you Ryan, what is your level? I was going to say type to him, but what is your level of confidence going into this playoffs thinking that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win a championship? Are you optimistic? If your level of confidence is lower than an 8, then you're just like us.
Yeah, because it needs to be a 9 or a 10 with where Giannis is at and what what the organization needs to do to keep him happy. Quickly to Diana and McGuanago.
Hey!
Hopefully you have more than a couple words for me, Diana. How you feeling?
Keep it dirty.
Yes, I do. Hey, first of all, Dame wasn't forced to come here, so if he's so unhappy, then why is he here?
I mean,
he was kind of forced.
Yes.
They traded for him, and he didn't really have much of a say.
He's very inconsistent.
You're not wrong.
I'm very, very worried, but I am hopeful at the same time.
So I like that you're.
We can get
yeah, it makes sense.
Very accurate.
But that's the problem. Being inconsistent and hopeful is not a strategy that Bucks fans should be feeling with the top 3 player and the 2-time MVP that Giannis Antetokounmpo is in his prime of trying to win championships. Being hopeful heading into a first round of a series while he's hurt, that's showing the roster is not good enough to hold down the fort while he's gone. The Pato series price shows that as well. You know, he's a sneaky NBA guy, and he's really good at talking about it. That's a Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher, joining us next. But first, real quick, Brad, tell us about Gina Della from Pella.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Gina Della from Pella. We're never concerned about Pella getting bounced in the opening round. They are championship caliber every single year. That's because with Pella new windows and doors, your home can have a luxurious look, a sleek, beautiful design, custom colors that fit your space, and give your home that extra pop to entertain and keep you comfortable. It totally transformed the space. You should see some of the products that they do. It is unbelievable what it can do to the inside, the outside of your home. Increases your home value, decreases your energy costs. It's absolutely the best of both worlds. And now getting the perfect windows and doors from Pella has never been easier. Right now you can get 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. It is a pick your deal. Whatever works best for you, Pella wants to give you that opportunity to have the luxurious, beautiful, quality, and durable Pella windows and doors for your home. Take ownership of your living space. Make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Mark Tauscher joins us next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls, and right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus, a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer. Get started on your fitness journey by going to PrincetonClubNewBerlin.com. That's PrincetonClubNewBerlin.com.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com. WildRockGolf.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Muckwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The Milwaukee Bucks dropped their final game of the season 113-88 on the road against the Orlando Magic. The Bucks finished the season 49-33 and secured the 3 seed in the playoffs, where they are set to face the 6 seed Indiana Pacers, a team the Bucks have struggled with all season.
Indiana has had our number all year, right? Perfect opponent. We got to play somebody, and they're tough. We'll have great focus because we're going to have to.
Despite the tumultuous season, Milwaukee won their 6th consecutive Central Division championship and earned their 8th consecutive playoff berth dating back to 2017.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee. Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher of Wilde and Tausch, which you can hear 9 to noon across these very stations. We are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Welcome in, Old T.
Well, hello, fellas. How are y'all?
We're doing good. You know, I mean,
don't say that. We're all.
We're healthy. But the Bucks aren't.
Yeah. So we don't feel good, man.
Good you got from Get Up to Greeny to Wilde and Tausch with Evan Cohen. Everyone's talking about Giannis and Dame. And Old T, I consider you an NBA novice, at least when it comes to our local team here in the Milwaukee Bucks. Could this have gone any worse this season?
Do you know what the term novice means?
Yeah.
No.
It means like beginner.
You're saying I don't know anything about the NBA?
What's a better word for expert?
Savant.
Savant. NBA Milwaukee Bucks savant. Mark Tauscher joins us here.
He's making a mockery of you.
So I'm not as
Old T knows that I respect his NBA.
And you should, because I do pay attention. And I think to answer your question, I was on the Dollar Dame trade. I was leading the charge because you watched last year when Giannis was hurt, the way the Miami Heat just, beat us into submission. And you knew, for as much as we loved Drew Holiday and his defensive approach, he had no answers for Jimmy Butler. He's not a scorer. And Giannis, the hot potato, and I know you remember that at the end of that game.
That was ridiculous.
It made me sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as a Bucks fan, you knew something had to change. So talking to Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike this morning, I'm not mad that they made the trade. It obviously has not panned out like we hoped because you're sitting here and struggling. And now, can they flip the switch here and all of a sudden be Eastern Conference Finals playing Boston? Yeah, they could. I don't think any of us on this panel think that's what's going to happen. So I don't mind. You have to take big swings when you have somebody like Giannis. What we were doing wasn't working, so you went big. It's not worked. Doesn't mean you can't move some pieces around. As long as Giannis, the thing that freaked me out this morning wasn't Stephen A. Smith saying, Dollar Dame might want to get traded. He's unhappy. And we all see he's not real happy. The thing that freaked me out is when Wendy, who is dialed in, said, you guys aren't asking the right question. Giannis is going to want to stick around. That's the part that because that's the case. Now we're in big trouble. So hopefully everything will settle in. Giannis will be able to come back middle of this series. The Bucks will advance. They'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we have a great series with Boston. Let's see how it plays out. Then I think everybody can settle in. But if this series goes poorly, we don't advance, there'll be a lot of changes, and I don't know to what degree, and that should scare all Bucs fans.
Old T, can you do me a favor? I've never heard this in my life doing radio. Your phone is going like really high, and then you disappear, and then you come back. So you could just call us right back because I do want to comment on the windy thing. There he is. Good. He's a good listener. Mark Tauscher, 800-990-3776. Chris, I don't know if you're going to call him back or not. And it's true, right? Like we talked about it in the first segment of the show. If you missed any of our show, go to WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wendy talked about how like it's about keeping Giannis happy more than who cares about Dame's feelings. Now, I think they go hand.
What more can they do?
I think they're hand in hand.
Listen, they literally got him a top 75 player of all time. They re-signed Chris Middleton to a contract that Chris Middleton, honestly, is not healthy enough to deserve this contract. They re-signed Brook Lopez because they didn't have an alternative, and they knew that he liked Brook. What else do you want them to do? And I love Thanasis, but Thanasis is on this team constantly, and he's a talented player, but I'm sure the relationship that he has with his brother helps him have a roster spot on this team. And so what I'm saying is, like, what more can we do to make him happy?
And we welcome back in the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. And so you talked about Wendy, and it might not be about...
Quick question before you do that. So I went AirPods, thinking it'd been a better connection. AirPods not better than just regular phone?
You know, you sound just as good audio-wise, but you were like fading in, and then it got completely silent, and then you'd fade back up like someone had a slider.
Because I went AirPods strictly to try to sound even better for you guys, so that's frustrating.
We know you care, old T, but I want to ask you this. Because of the fear of Giannis being a part of back-to-back first-round potential exits, don't you think it might be better if he doesn't play at all? Because if he plays and they somehow lose this first round, he will feel so embarrassed of being part of back-to-back first-round exits that the franchise should protect themselves in doing whatever they can to not let him play because they could potentially lose him for all these reasons we're talking about.
That's a loser's mentality. No, if he's healthy,
you can't
and he
risk
can play,
Giannis.
No, listen. If he is not healthy, you don't play him. But you're not going to not play him because you're afraid of his psyche, that he might be sad that they lose in the first round again.
It's not psyche.
No,
that would just be him saying, "All right, that's 2 straight first round exit. I'm out of here." He's not a part of that if he doesn't play. You got your injury reason. Keep him out of that because the Deer District's a big investment, and that doesn't fill up as big without 34.
No, you need 34 here. And, the question I have is, all these decisions are run by Giannis. It's not like they're trading for Dame without asking his input. So at some point, you have to wonder, is Giannis a good GM? I mean, that's a question you can ask.
Is any player?
No player in Wisconsin sports history has been a good general manager. All they do is ruin our franchises.
Well, I have a hard time sitting here arguing that, if he was part of getting Drew Holiday, that was a great pickup. So that part was great. You don't want players doing it. You want your guys to feel engaged. You want input from them. But in the grand scheme of things, no, it does look like you don't necessarily want players dabbling too much because there's too much interpersonal stuff that comes into play, and you're maybe not looking at things in the right mindset that you need to in order to form a good team.
Well, Tausch, that leads me to my next question is we can all agree that this regular season was a failure, and going to the playoffs, we can hope they turn things around, but it has been a disaster up to this point. I got to ask, who is primarily to blame in your eyes? Because Kyle thinks it's Giannis with lack of leadership and for making those GM-like decisions. I say it's John Horst because he let Giannis have too much power and all these bad deals led the team to success. So who is most primarily to blame for this season?
I think when you look at it, you have to put some at the footstep of John Horst, but this is a player's deal, and I just don't think Damian Lillard has played up to the level. I think you could put some on Brook Lopez, Pat Connaughton. I mean, you can start looking at the list of players, and you could say, well, coaching, everything else. But the reason this team has struggled, and, with all that said, were we talking like this when they were the 3 seed and they won the NBA championship?
Yeah, that's not apples to apples, though, Tausch. You know that.
No, I know it's not, but I'm saying when we're saying what a horrible regular season.
No.
All I'm saying is we're literally in the same spot. Now, I felt a lot better then, But you get what I'm saying. So when you factor all that stuff in, yeah, you can be frustrated. You can look at it from that way, but the players have gotten older, and there's just not enough athleticism. That's what jumps out to me when I watch this team.
Yeah, no, I hear you. The difference being is without Giannis in the first couple games of the Indiana series in the first round against the Pacers, the series prices they're minus 135 favorites, and without Giannis, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton were able to will them in an Eastern Conference Finals. So that's how different we are in, even though they're both 3 seeds. Kyle, go ahead.
We were talking about the Atlanta Hawks back then, so we had more confidence, but Tausch, what it comes down to is this, is that when we were a 3 seed, we saw the Nets, right? We saw good basketball teams, and we were like, all right, let's see what this team can do. We had the expectation that this team would be in it at the end when they're talking about the NBA Finals, and you don't have the confidence that this team is going to be in it. You said it yourself. We don't believe they're going to flip a switch.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch enough games and you kind of see, and again, I don't have the same issues that, the Bucks took these big shots trying to get Dame, getting Dame and all this, but it just hasn't worked. And I think the only way it's going to work is if Damian Lillard becomes that superstar, consistent player that we need in order to see this team take that next step and flip the switch. And then Chris Middleton has to be healthy, and he has not been. So you want to look back at it, you continued to run back this team that wasn't good enough last year. And when you do that, they're not going to get younger. So you just kind of hope that you be as healthy as possible when you get to this postseason. And unfortunately, Giannis gets hurt and you're not healthy. And now you're sitting here with your best player not being able to play to start this series. And you're in a real dogfight to even advance one round.
Talking old team, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher here on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Switching gears here, how refreshing is it to have Jair Alexander and the non-nonsense around the Green Bay Packers heading into a big year for them?
Yeah, I was excited to see that he was there because I think new coordinator. I think he's going to be excited about. But the way the season played last year and kind of how that shook out, I was wondering, where's Jair? And there's still going to be some issues, I'm sure, that come up. But the fact that he was there for the opening day of this, with everything involved, tells me he understands he needs to have a good year. And all of the shenanigans that we saw last year, hopefully that's all a thing in the past and that he can focus and get back to being one of those top shutdown corners that this defense is going to need in order for this team to take the next step.
You don't think it's the fact that the guy he couldn't stand and didn't believe in, I should say, not stand, but the guy he didn't believe in and trust is gone, and Joe Barry?
Did you listen? He said he's excited for Hafley to be there. That's basically saying in backwards way.
I think that's a big part of it. I think that was a big part of it, but again, I think you can get caught up in all that. I think there was a lot of issues that have been going on, and now that you have a fresh start with a new coordinator, with new eyes, you have to kind of prove yourself all over again. Now, everybody has high expectations for Jair. He has not played good football consistently the last 2 seasons. He's going to need to in order for this defense to be executed the way that Hafley wants it to be.
Old T, thanks for getting the phone situated for us. We really look forward to talking to you, hopefully after a good start to the Bucs series.
Of the three of you, anyone got the Bucs not advancing past the Pacers?
Not me.
I think they're going to advance.
I think it's a buy opportunity, Tausch. This series opened minus 250. I think at minus 135, I might have to go take my money where my mouth is and put a little at Pato Sportsbook.
There you go, boys. All right, see you, fellas.
That's Old T. Here on Wildy and Tausch. And Kyle, tell the fans how they can get involved with stories behind the Bucs.
Oh, tune in to Behind the Bucs on the Bucs Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker in HR benefits consultant. Behind the Bucs dives deep into Bucs in 6, a culture unknowingly created by former Bucs star Brandon Jennings. Take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucs in 6, how it became the rallying cry, and what it truly means to be Jennings and Bucs fans alike. Find Behind the Bucs on Find Behind the Bucs on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucs is presented by Gallagher.
800-990-3776. I hear from KBN Nation on the Talk and Text line on YouTube. We'll get to you next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I? But I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
I love you, Lou. That's Lewis from the north side. The north side always knows.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
Good morning, Tauscher. How are you?
Football Guy.
Old T's a little, I'm not feeling 100%.
Coming at it from different views.
No, just I think with all that little stuff that's going around and the long trip back from the loo, I'm going to grind.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and the future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution of pain management that we've seen in decades. We're talking regenerative medicine. If you're tired of those achy joints, if you have joint pain that's keeping you from doing the things that you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, and drugs, these are no longer your best options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. We're talking about natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. Dr. Scheinkup is a pioneer in this field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, and publishing. He wants to get your relief with a needle, not a knife. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
I love a beautiful lawn. I hate doing lawn care. That's why I use True Green. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And we all know those are some nice greens. So just imagine what they can do for your lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, get one application free. Visit TrueGreen.com for the best lawn at the best price, guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Just dance, it's gonna be okay.
Adam in the 262. Let's not forget when they won the NBA championship, they won when other teams lost key players to injury. I'm not sure the Bucks win that championship if those teams are healthy.
Oh, I'm sure they don't.
But the reason why I read that is that's part of every NBA season. Are the Toronto Raptors winning in 2019? If I think Klay Thompson doesn't go down in the NBA Finals, right?
Which is
why
got hurt that year too.
Which is why that 2019 year hurts me so much for the Bucks because they were up
2-0,
2-0, and again, that was
4 in a row.
That was a tough one to swallow,
painful.
but you got your 2021 one, and you're supposed to be on that upward trajectory.
That's a great point. Have they gone this way since 2021, or have they basically been like this?
Since 2021, it's completely. They haven't even flatlined, right?
Yeah.
Nope. They haven't even.
I guess been back to an Eastern Conference final.
No,
because then when they lost to Boston, that was before the Eastern Conference Finals, wasn't it?
Yeah, because then they played the Heat.
I think so.
The Boston played the Heat.
Yeah, it was the semis.
And the Heat went to the championship. And the reason why that one was admirable, at least, is because Chris was playing well before. I remember vividly he slipped, and he slipped on the baseline, and and his knee got tweaked, and that is when Giannis had to try and will them, and they did get to a Game 7, I believe, against Boston and lost that. 800-990-3776. Diana chimes in. I wish you guys could get Giannis on the show. You want to work on that for us, Diana?
Yeah. For real, though. Make it happen.
I saw a comment on our group chat on YouTube. Mad City Brew said this looks a whole lot like the Walter Payton, the Gary Payton trade 2.0.
Oh, no.
That was an ultra painful comment, but it's painful because it feels true.
No, this isn't the same type of thing. This team is in a better position than what we were before. We traded our franchise player. We still have our franchise player. We traded a assistant to the franchise player.
But there's a certain
good reference.
There's a certain expectation of who you're getting. Gary Payton was a Hall of Fame level player, and he came here and he was not anything like that.
I mean, Dame still averaged 24 points per game this year. His shooting was down a little bit, but I mean,
a little bit.
He obviously was not the same guy, but there's an adjustment period, fellas. There is. He has time that he needs to be able to adjust to being in a new place.
Kyle Backpedal Wallace.
No, I'm not Kyle Backpedal Wallace. I think were we stupid to believe that Dame can get traded weeks before the training camp opened for the NBA season this year to a place that he did not really want to be and win a championship?
He's a professional. And as a professional, it doesn't mean I don't feel for him of what he's going through personally. But when you are getting paid a high amount of money to help a franchise reach its goals, you have to be able to figure it out, unfair or not.
The Celtics never figured it out last year, and they got bounced.
They're young.
Stop it. They're not young anymore.
They're on the ascend as we were going on this curve of where the Bucks have been since 2021. The trajectory is going the other way for the Boston Celtics.
Boston has been in the conversation for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but when did Giannis win his first championship?
Takes time.
He was 26.
Exactly, and the Tatum Brown is right in that phase right now. And I'm not saying they're going to win, but they have their flaws.
They're the Oklahoma City of the East.
We'll find out. Again, a lot to be seen still as the playoffs get started tonight.
It sure does.
Oh, wow.
Play-ins tonight.
I kind of like the play-in games, actually. Kind of scrappy, kind of
Brad's going to be tuning in, and Diana wants Giannis, so maybe we just need to get our guy Thanasis to book him. Or you can just tune into the Thanasis show and make sure you check out when the Giannis and Thanasis live event goes live on the Thanasis show on YouTube and on podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Sit down with special guests like we've had Dame on the Thanasis show. We've seen Bobby. We've seen Jordan Love.
Lopez is this week.
Talking about Pokemon. If you're a Pokemon, he's got a haircut in 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, have you looked at it?
That's 20 years? He's got it.
Subscribe on YouTube, The Thanasis Show, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. It's going to be a great series coming soon. You've seen a lot of teasers from Thanasis about what he's going to put out there. Big guest list coming up for the Thanasis Show. 800-990-3776. 34. Let's go 3 + 4 is 7 for Giannis. Caller number 7 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? You get 15 questions in 90 seconds. And God bless America. Thank you, Brad, for being back because Kyle did the worst Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust question reading performance I have ever witnessed in my entire life last week. So Brad, our question asker, is back. You get a chance to win a $25 gift card and beat me in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Caller 7, 800-990-3776. That's 800-990-3776. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Coming up, a weekend showdown with the Yankees, Friday, April 26th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the series with Friday's hockey night. Then take home a limited edition Brewers City Connect Tumbler Cup at the game on Saturday, the 27th. Presented by Quick Trip. Don't miss out on a marquee weekend of baseball. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Gabe Neitzel here. I know you've already heard me talking about how Mentality has helped me over the years, but there are others like me. Jason has been using Mentality for a while now and is loving the results.
I have gotten a handful of friends, probably a couple dozen, especially those that are closer to my age, maybe even a little bit older, because I just tell them, you got to check this out. Do not wait any longer. Just go and admit it. Yep, you're at an age where things are slowing down. I promise you, you're not going to regret it, and that's truly what I get. I'll get a phone call after, like, man, I feel like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese right now.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. I have some questions for you. Who does your books? Hopefully not you. There are better things for you to do in running your business. Do you trust the numbers? Good numbers are critical for making good decisions. Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? A good advisor makes suggestions to help your business grow and minimize taxes, not just put numbers on a form. Do your calls get returned and your questions answered? Many of our new clients tell us they love our quick response time. We have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Get the advice you want and need to grow your business and minimize taxes. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, nealgroup.net.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Lakeland University. Don't put your life on hold to earn your degree. Build a schedule that meets your needs. Lakeland.edu. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Back for your listening pleasure. That's right. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Led by Brad Nortman this week. Unfortunately, Kyle Wallace. I heard this from multiple people. Plenty of KBN Nation, plenty of people around the office. It was a struggle last week, Kyle. Is that true?
Wasn't my best work. I can admit that. I gave my performance a D-. A D-? Yeah, reading is fundamental. And Allegheny and I don't even know what the other river was called. Couldn't get it down. It threw me off.
Well, we all have ways we're humbled. You guys humble me as I return from LA, and last week, Are You Smarter Than humbled you. But I am back, and I'm here to make Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust great again. And this week, once again, we have Chef Ed, caller number 7. As luck would have it, we have Chef Ed as our contestant today for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust. Chef Ed, how you feeling today?
Yeah, Brad and Kyle. It's kind of a redemption Tuesday for me as well, because I would give myself like an F for last Tuesday. That was an embarrassment on my behalf. I got 2.
All right, Chef Ed. Well, we believe in you. You've been a longtime fan of the show, so we love us some Chef Ed, and we think that you got what it takes to bring down Ben Brust today.
Even if you don't bring down Ben Brust, beat yourself from last week. I believe in you.
Yeah,
more than 2.
We're just looking for weekly improvement. That's what we're doing too. Hey, Chris, let's go ahead and spin it.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
That's right, this is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, which is played by 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many questions correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we'll come back to it if you get through the rest. Chef Ed, if you beat or tie Ben Brust, you will win a $25 gift card. Any questions before we get started, Chef Ed?
No, Brad, I'm good to go.
All right, let's do this in 3, 2,
quick,
1.
Move quick.
What year did the Berlin Wall fall?
1950.
What is the capital of India?
New Delhi.
What two countries have the longest shared international border?
Pass.
What is the longest above water mountain range?
Himalayas.
What river runs through Paris?
The Thames.
What country is known as the land of the rising sun?
Japan.
How many feet are in 75 yards?
225.
What animal lays the largest eggs?
The ostrich.
What is a baby kangaroo called?
A joey.
How long is one regular term for a U.S. representative?
8 years.
The atmosphere of the Earth is divided into how many layers?
3.
The periodic table has how many elements?
Pass.
Which ancient civilization had the practice of foot binding?
The Incas.
Hey.
Okay, that was improvement.
That definitely was improvement. Good job.
Good job, Chef
Good
Ed.
job.
I got Chef Ed. What was Chef Ed's answer for number? What was it here?
I think he said Japan twice.
No. It was for what river runs through Paris?
He said the Thames, which is in London, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So good guess.
Yep,
Good
so
guess.
5. He got 5.
Hey,
correct.
That's
job.
pretty good, Chef Ed.
And this was not easy, Chef
No,
Ed.
it was not easy.
Good job.
I mean, we're talking about the practice of foot binding. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I think you got a chance. There's a couple. You did good.
Yep.
You did good. I think it's gonna be close.
That is something, regardless of how this shakes out, that is something to be proud of.
It
Chef
is.
Ed.
That's improvement. I like that. He locked in. You did math quickly. I like that.
I mean, we started off with when the Berlin Wall fell.
I was a little nervous.
and
I was a little nervous.
Kyle was very reactive in the studio here. Yeah. Ben Brust is now returned.
I mean, but that was a Ben Brust answer, so we'll see.
Yeah, it is.
It felt like he might have gotten that question before, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That was the longest Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust ever.
No, it's just you were out there with fans talking and you wanted to get back in here. We saw you.
Eager.
Wait, Chef Ed was caller 7?
He
Yes.
sure was.
As luck would have it.
Wait, can he do it 2 weeks in a row?
He didn't win last time, so why
I
not?
guess.
We were very encouraging of him.
Chef Ed was eager to redeem himself from last week.
Oh, Chef Ed getting roasted on here.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Shouldn't Chef Ed be cooking something? I'm assuming Chef Ed is on again to make Ben look smarter.
People are responding.
Bring
in
it,
there.
Chef Ed. We need a W.
Yeah, good call. The talking text line. No answers coming in, I hope. No reaction to questions.
Has he been cheating this whole time?
No, you guys can.
Has he been cheating on the talking
that's the
text?
difference.
Has he been cheating on the talking text?
There you go. I just turned the
line?
screen.
Okay, that's
You
true.
already saw the answer.
There are no
I
answers
have access
in the
to the talking text line as well. There's no answers on there, and there would have been no answers previously.
Thank
either.
you,
Okay,
Chris.
thank you for keeping-
ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Chris keeping the
For all
integrity
official
of the game
rules.
high. Okay, it's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? 15 questions in 90 seconds. Get as many questions correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we'll come back to it if we get through the rest. If Chef Ed beats you, Ben, he will win a $25 gift card. Any questions?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1. What year did the Berlin Wall fall?
God bless America. 1974.
What is the capital of India?
New Delhi?
Which two countries have the longest shared international border?
Oh, that's easy. Russia and China.
What is the longest above water mountain range?
Mount Everest?
What river runs through Paris?
The English Channel River.
What country is known as the land of the rising sun?
I feel like we've had this. The land of the rising sun. Pass!
How many feet are in 75 yards?
75, 225.
What animal lays the largest eggs?
Dinosaurs. Just kidding. Ostriches. Pass!
What is a baby kangaroo called?
A kangaroo?
Okay. How long is one regular term for a U.S. representative?
2 years?
The atmosphere of the Earth is divided into how many layers?
4?
The periodic table has how many elements?
162?
What ancient civilization had the practice of foot binding?
Huh? Pass.
How many phases does the moon have?
10?
Ooh, it's close.
This is going to be close.
This is close.
Okay, now we had a little bit of controversy.
What?
Yeah,
There's
we
no
do have a controversy.
No, there is.
We have a
How?
controversy.
He said pass.
Because he said
that was the final answer.
He said
right?
ostrich and then final answer.
And then he said pass.
He said pass.
So he does not get it. He passed
So
on
he
No,
passed
I
it.
said final answer.
And then you said pass.
But pass does not surpass final
Yes,
answer.
No,
it
but
does.
it was
You
your
don't say-
final
what do you mean?
injection of the answer.
You filled in the circle, and then you X'd it out after. That's what you did.
It's still going to go through on the Scantron.
No, you X'd it out. So
Yeah,
they're
you
gonna
erased
see.
it.
Yeah,
You erased your answer.
You,
by saying
why are you
pass.
guys against me?
You said pass.
So we're saying if he did pass, then he lost 5-4.
Oh, you lost.
But if he did get the right answer and didn't pass, then it tied 5-5.
He lost. He passed. That was stupidity. You had it. You said dinosaur, and he said
Stupidity, dang.
You said ostriches, and he said ostrich, and he said no pass.
You know, this is rich coming from someone who's stupid and wouldn't be able to do any of this.
I mean, these were tough questions.
They were tough questions.
I could have got 4.
Either way, Chef Ed's getting his $25 gift card. Good job, Chef Ed. Redeeming
about
yourself.
that?
So, but for a record standpoint,
Look at him. He looks salty.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Chef Ed beat you back
Chef
then.
Ed Beach, he can't. I'm telling you, this is.
Are you guys going to sleep good tonight? Just like,
Great.
you guys feel good?
I'm going to sleep great.
the rematch?
I am
The rematch.
rent-free in both of your heads.
So we're calling this a loss, right? Because
this is a
his
L.
final answer was pass.
That was a clear L. He knows he passed.
Yeah.
He knows
He's
it.
just trying to weasel his way out of it.
If it would have been for a win, I'd still be talking.
That's fair. Okay, let's run through these answers. What year did the Berlin Wall fall? Chef Ed said 1950.
I thought we were doomed. Kyle,
Right off the bat.
Kyle took off his headset and walked away.
I thought we were
He had to
doomed.
walk that one off.
How is Chef Ed was alive when it happened?
Yeah.
He was alive and well when it happened.
We don't know if he was well, but he was alive.
But he was alive. You don't remember watching that on TV or hearing about it? 1950, maybe not. 1989 it happened, bro. You were alive.
That's true.
Is he on the phone?
Because it was 1989.
Chef
He's still
Ed,
there, yeah.
Chef Ed, what?
Yeah, he's still there.
Chef Ed, what? Do you not remember that happening in 1989?
Well, now I remember after the fact.
Oh,
but sometimes you feel the pressure. And I want to add. I want to put a big asterisk by my win because I would have took ostrich from Benny. So I'm going to put an asterisk on my win. I think he tied me.
A man of integrity.
no,
He's not just out to
we
get
run
me.
a tighter game than that, Chef Ed.
Pass, Chef Ed. You can't say final answer then say pass. What are you passing
Don't let him
to?
off the
Keep
hook,
on
Chef
going,
Ed.
boys.
All right. What is the capital of India? New Delhi. You guys both got that one right. I learned something new today. What two countries have the longest shared international border? U.S. and Canada.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating, right? Didn't know that. I thought your guess of India or China and Russia was brilliant.
I thought it was good. I thought it was somewhat Brazil.
But U.S. Canada.
Is the globe lying to me?
I don't know. You know, it's like
it's flat.
Let's say it's globe.
Kyle
it's a
famously
globe,
became
so.
a flat earther last week while
that's
you were
what the
gone,
sun.
Brad.
That's what happened when I looked into the sun. I realized the Earth was flat. I didn't see a horizon.
Moving on. What is the longest above water mountain range? The Andes. The Andes. The
Good
longest.
candy. Good candy after, not candy, but good like mint after.
Refreshing. Post
a
meal.
restaurant that gives them away.
The river that runs through Paris is not the English Channel River. It's the Seine. The Seine River.
Now, why would
The same.
Seine.
See?
Seine.
Reading is
Seine,
hard.
Seine. It is,
It's
yeah.
very hard.
It's French.
I don't know what mine was last week, but it sure wasn't American.
You mean English?
I think Allegheny.
I said what I said. No, the other word other than Allegheny.
There was another word
There
other
was
than
another
Allegheny
word
that he couldn't say.
Neither of us could say it.
But Chris, do you remember the word? If not, I'll go back and
It
watch
started
the
with
film.
an M.
Yeah, it was the M. It was I got to go look it up.
Mahogany?
No, I know how to say mahogany.
I'll go back and look it up. I'll keep this thing rolling. What country is known as land of the rising sun? That is Japan. You passed that one. Chef Ed got that one right. How many feet are in 75 yards? Good quick math for both of you. Multiply that times 3 is 225. The animal that lays the largest eggs. This was the point of controversy. Chef Ed got it right with ostrich and Ben passed it. A baby.
It was the Monongahela River. Monongahela River.
Okay, I would struggle with that one too.
You don't even know what the Monongahela was. Read it. What is it? Read the question.
Kyle, what are you doing? I like it better when you take the segment off.
From
We're
last
running late
week's
now
Are You
because
Smarter
of
Than
you.
Ben Brust? In what city do the Allegheny and Monongahela?
Monongahela.
Thank you.
Monongahela.
That threw me off.
Rivers meet from the Ohio River, form the Ohio River. I mean, that's
That's why I got a D+.
Allegheny I can maybe get, but that one is rough.
Thank you.
Turn his mic off for real. Pat him down.
What is a baby kangaroo called? It's called a joey. You just said kangaroo. I thought you were asking for clarification.
No, I know. I didn't know.
But
Sometimes there's some trick questions in here.
it's a joey. How long is the regular term for a U.S. representative? 2 years. Very impressive, Ben.
Very impressive.
The atmosphere. It's true. The atmosphere of the Earth is divided into how many layers? Did you guess 4 and get this one right?
I guessed 4.
I think you got it right. The periodic table has how many elements? 118. What ancient civilization had the practice of foot binding? Does anyone know what
Aztecs.
Ancient China.
Yeah.
What is foot binding?
It's basically you bandage the woman's foot to like make it more pleasingly more aesthetic.
This isn't a fifth grade question.
Mike.
Basically to like reshape them.
Wow.
Alter the shape.
How many phases does the moon have? 8.
Justin in the 262, the official Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust question grader, says Kyle saying stupidity is comedy. Look in the mirror.
Oh, give him 15, by the way.
Brad.
Let me look at 15. As you're reading that, I'll give you 15.
Brad, you get a C grade with the Ben hate. Ben should have tied. Justice for Ben. Thank you, Justin.
Don't be soft out there, KBN Nation.
Mike off.
So soft.
Justin loses all credibility. He is fired from grading based off that comment.
That is a fireable comment. We hold this game to a high degree of integrity, and a final answer is a final answer.
That's the guy
because y'all can't read.
That's the guy who's grading me.
Some integrity.
The guy that said the dude that heard the dude say pass and
Chris,
it should have been a
his
tie.
mic, please.
Final question for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? If you get this right, I'll give you the tie. How about that?
Hell
no.
Okay.
I have more integrity than both of you.
Who was the first Chief Justice of the United States?
More Kyle Brust and Nortman on the other side.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups on 94 westbound stretching out of the Marquette, heading out towards the stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got a problem on northbound Brewers Boulevard, just about a mile before you get to I-94. The right lane is blocked with a crash. That should be gone soon because that's been there for a while. Southbound on 43, backing up from before Hampton Avenue down through the Capitol Drive area past Keefe. Northbound side's backed up from North Avenue up to Keefe as well. And then, of course, we got our backups on westbound 894 coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way towards 68th Street. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast for tonight. Storms likely before midnight, breezy with a low of 51. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, morning showers and storms possible with a high of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Keep the good times rolling every Sunday with GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin on Sunday Karma.
Everyone's using Daniel Jones as why Jordan Love's going to get paid all that money. I think it's the opposite. I think it's what you just hit.
Right.
I think that it's more of like, hey, be careful. Don't just jump into paying someone unless you're sure.
Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
Is that how you manage?
That is not how you manage, but that might be the way that the Green Bay Packers organization goes about their business.
It's the way the Green Bay Packers...
we know they go about their business like that.
Sundays from 10 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7- and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Suit up for the $800,000 Sports Car Series at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. April through May, score free play, cash, one of 4 new Toyota GR86s or a new Toyota Supra. Play with your club card to earn entries, 5 times the entries on drawing days, and when the Milwaukee Brewers play at home. Got what it takes? Slugger, only at Potawatomi. For more details, visit paysbig.com/sportscar. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
Now's the time to make those big spring purchases at Fleet Farm. Husqvarna mowers, Minn Kota trollers, Goodyear tires. Fleet Rewards credit card members can enjoy special financing for 3 full years on qualifying purchases. So don't wait. There's never been a better time to get everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. 36-month special financing available on in-store purchases of $1,499 or more after discounts made with your Fleet Rewards credit card. Now through May 1st, 2024. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See customer service for details.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If you want to hear a weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend, you need to turn in to Here District. Marcus Johnson is a former Bucks legend, and he is joined by Marcus is joined by his son Chris, also a 1995 UCLA hoops champion himself, and they talk all things happening in the Bucks world. And they're joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. They also answer your questions too. This is a Bucks Plus audio production, the Here District. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find out Here District now on bucks.com/plus, plus the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Shout out to all the Benny believers out there who are making it very clear that it is complete nonsense of my co-host to not have my back. And Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Shameful.
But 17-8-1, I'm still very much above 500 and looking good heading into the summer months of the Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays. Kyle Brust and Nortman.
You better watch out. The competition's going to be stiffer.
You're saying the dummies go on vacation?
No, the people who are smart are taking more vacations and they're probably listening and they're not at work as much. Just wait on it, buddy.
I figured the 3 p.m. slot would be tough because of the teachers.
Yeah,
but maybe they don't get out of school around that.
Teachers have summers off. Them L's is coming.
We need some 5th grade teachers to call in. We should recruit some 5th grade teachers in the area.
That's how desperate you are for me to lose. That's how sad your lives are.
We did have a teacher call us last week while he was supposed to be working.
That's true. Yes, it's true. 800-990-3776. 800-990-ESPN. Streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman. And I don't know. We talked about Jair Alexander showing up, but yesterday on the Green Bay Packers social, QB1 walked in the building, and Kyle had a smile on his face.
Yeah, man. Seeing Jordan Love walk around here like he is the man, made me feel so filled with happiness and joy inside because of the fact that the swagger that he is displaying, the way he is walking, the confidence that he has when he moves, it is a whole world difference than
the opposite of what I look like or what you look like at work.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say. But we didn't see all this last year. This year, he is the unquestioned leader of this team. When I saw him walking in, it made me believe that the budding star for the Green Bay Packers in Jordan Love is now the new Giannis of the Wisconsin sports. And I say that because right now we're questioning Giannis' leadership. We're talking about if the Bucks don't make it out the first round, will Giannis leave? Giannis at this point has a little bit more drama that comes with him, which is leaning more towards Rodgers. He is not anywhere close to Rodgers, but the infatuation phase of everybody being so happy with Giannis, it seems to go away right now. Right now, it is all about the season of Jordan Love, and I believe that Jordan Love is on his pathway right now to being Giannis, to being the beloved star of Wisconsin. He has the loyalty. He's happy to be back in Green Bay. He's coming to this offseason program. He also has the skill set and the talent that you need in order to be a superstar. He has the personality. We got to see more of that personality this offseason when he was going on different podcasts, like the Thanalysis podcast. And also the thing that Wisconsinites love about their superstars is the positivity. Jordan Love has absolutely everything. And on top of that, like I said, he has the talent. And he's going to get this team back to a championship. It is now Jordan Love's state.
Adam in the 608 chiming in on Kyle. Justin the 262. How many bad takes can Kyle have? Well, let's just put it on the poll. Who do you like more? I already can say this. I like both is going to be commented, but who do you like more, Giannis or Jordan Love? And it's up for your interpretation on how you want to answer.
How quickly your heart shifts from one love to the other.
He's Mr.
Kyle.
Emotional roller coaster wreck.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Keyword wreck.
You sound like you're still in the honeymoon phase with Jordan Love, right? I mean, I get it. You get into a new relationship. It's exciting. You haven't had your first big fight yet, and everything seems like it's rosy and up and to the right. But the reality is you haven't gone through many tough things together. You haven't had many milestones together. So how can you possibly shift your affection from Giannis, who brought this city and this state a championship?
50-year drought. And this guy claims to be what, Brad?
I love
our
Giannis.
414 guy.
I love Giannis.
I love Giannis.
You are dethroning him after
This is fraud, Kyle. This is when you become a fraud. When you say how you feel and then backpedal.
I love me some Giannis, but I'm telling y'all, the smile, the emotions, that tingly feeling that I got inside when I saw Jordan Love on Twitter, I said, that is my
The honeymoon phase goes
lust.
away.
That's not love.
No, that's not lust. That is absolutely love. We went from Favre to Rodgers to Giannis, and right now that transitioning is happening from Giannis to Love. When we get to December of next year, when the Green Bay Packers are competing for the number 1 seed in the NFC, competing for an NFC North title, everybody in this state is going to love Jordan Love is
800-990-3776. John in the 414. Isn't Kyle the only one hating on Giannis right now? Don't drag the rest of us with you.
Wait, how am I hating on Giannis?
You're the only one
that questioned his leadership. You say he's the problem in where the Bucks are at right now, and now you're saying Jordan Love is Giannis.
Yeah, listen, that is a compliment to Giannis that's saying somebody is taking over.
Jordan Love is Giannis now.
Now. He's the man.
That's dethroning Giannis.
That is past tensing
down
Giannis.
the peg.
Giannis.
All right. The philosopher, Kyle Wallace, comes back out.
The window is closing in front of our eyes. We all see it. We can't sit here and Ben be concerned about if the Bucks don't win, he may leave. You be concerned about what's going on and saying, well, it's not his leadership, but he also hasn't done the best. We all feel disjointed about the Bucks. Where's your energy towards the Green Bay Packers? Where's the energy that the NFL circles? What are they saying about it?
Your heart hasn't been broken by this team yet and that quarterback yet. When it does, you're not going to be so quick to say that, because this was the same thing with Giannis. We were giving him the crown when everything was optimistic, positive. But he has deposited enough goodwill to be able to weather a little bit of the storms. He still is the guy that brought the city, the state, a championship after a 50-year drought, 2-time MVP. He is a guy that is one of the faces of the NBA. Jordan Love has to get me at least to a Super Bowl and be in the MVP conversation before I'm saying anything about he is similar to Giannis.
Y'all don't remember when Aaron Rodgers took over and he had his first season. Everybody fell in love with Aaron Rodgers. Now, granted, we didn't have a basketball player other than probably Michael Redd at that time, so he was able to get that crown right from Brett Favre. But what we have seen from Giannis is that there is something off about this team, and that also includes Giannis as well, to the fact that you guys are concerned he may not be around for too much longer.
800
I am jumping on the Love train right now.
Yeah, and he's off the Giannis train. 800-990-3776. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, welcome into Kyle Brust and Nortman to respond to Kyle.
Yeah, lie.
Mike and Kenosha, what up?
Oh, I will say, dang.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys going to skip over? You go from Favre to Rodgers.
Don't do you guys. Call Kyle out, please.
Okay, Kyle, how are you going to skip over Ryan Braun and those great years that the Brewers had keeping us in the playoffs? I can't believe you just skipped over Ryan Braun.
And he calls himself a 414 guy.
So what you're saying is that Ryan Braun was the king of Wisconsin for a while?
Absolutely. So was Frank the Tank.
I feel okay.
Over Aaron Rodgers, though?
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers and Braun were at the same time. They were going to open up a restaurant before somebody got caught trying to dilute some stuff.
You can just say doing PEDs. I mean, I guess he's still probably trying to get away from that story and pretending it never happened.
Yeah, poor Ryan Braun, huh?
Oh, you feel bad?
Yeah, man. I
What?
mean,
Feels bad for Ryan Braun.
You do not feel bad for-
We'll support Brett Favre to the very end,
No.
but has now made Giannis public enemy number one in Wisconsin.
Ryan Braun, like Lance Armstrong to that guy.
No. I don't. I'm
For
not-
real.
Okay, let me just say, I feel bad that
You've said a lot.
Ryan Braun. Listen, I feel bad for the guy that he very, very offensive.
He ruined him.
He well, for a short moment, he did.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
He accused him of being a hater, and so. I like
Poor
Ryan
Matt.
Braun, okay? Listen, I'm loyal.
Also, we learned he's a flat earther. He's an OJ guy. What else can we learn about
Wait a
Kyle?
minute.
I got to tell you about Road America. Road America is America's national park of speed, and you need to make the most out of your summer by making your plans now to get to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It is a 14-turn road course, and it's not just about racing. You can camp on site all weekend long and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. And the NTT IndyCar Series is coming June 6th through the 9th. So come for the experience, stay for the race, get your tickets at roadamerica.com. They have the family fun zone. If you love the racing, you got to get to turn 5. The action will be there. The action will be on the track, off the track. The food is amazing. Everything you need is at Road America. Go to roadamerica.com to get your tickets for the NTT IndyCar Series race coming in June. We'll see what bad take Kyle has next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team, TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Things are still a bit tied up through the stadium interchange. We have the ramp from eastbound 94 to southbound in the stadium interchange blocked because of debris in the 3 right lanes just south of the freeway. And the northbound side, we've got an accident. The right lane is blocked just north of National Avenue there. So just be extra careful if you're going to be heading through that area. It's going to tighten up. Westbound on 94, slow out of the Marquette all the way to the stadium, as you might imagine. We got northbound 43 backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound side slow from just before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe as well. Couple pockets of heavy traffic on southbound 41 just south of Appleton Avenue down towards Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Storms likely before midnight, breezy with a low of 51. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy in the morning, showers and storms with a high of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chew. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Now's the time to make those big spring purchases at Fleet Farm. Husqvarna mowers, Minn Kota trollers, Goodyear tires. Fleet Rewards credit card members can enjoy special financing for 3 full years on qualifying purchases. So don't wait. There's never been a better time to get everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. 36-month special financing available on in-store purchases of $1,499 or more after discounts made with your Fleet Rewards credit card. Now through May 1st, 2024. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See customer service for details.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
At some used car retailers like CarMax and Carvana, price is a bad word. You could pay thousands more for the same used car the Ewald Automotive Group sells. Shop over 600 live market priced used vehicles without worrying if you pay too much. Plus, we'll keep you on the road satisfaction guaranteed like we have for over 60 years. We make it easy because we service everything we sell.
Go to EwaldAuto.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Multiple sclerosis is an unpredictable, often disabling disease of the central nervous system. We need to show support to people with MS, and one way is through Walk MS, which is brand new in 2024. We embrace and are committed to bringing our entire MS community together, representative of all the various dimensions of our community, so that everyone feels at home and supported by the National MS Society. The excitement is building for the new Walk MS. Come see the community come together like never before. Visit walkms.org today and plan to join us around Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I was born in a city where the winter nights don't ever sleep. So this life.
The Princeton Club's a fantastic place for you to get your help where it needs to go. Why are you whispering something in Brad's ear?
Jeez Louise, insecure. What?
Well, you guys gang up on me and argue smarter than Ben Brust. I got my antennas up.
Oh no, we love you, dude.
But it's always a great time to join the Princeton Club, whether you're in Milwaukee or Madison. They have locations for you. New Berlin and Milwaukee's been fantastic for me. Find your better tomorrow by having the courage to walk in there, get a tour, and you'll be like, wow, free childcare with the membership. It's open 24/7. There's no better time to start investing in your health than right now. So have the courage, go in there, and join the Princeton Club. Anything you'd like to share with the group?
No.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
We talked about it off air.
Okay, sounds good.
While we were having our conversation.
Okay.
About money.
All right. About money?
Yeah. A fine being more than something else.
Oh, well, we're going to leave that one alone. 800-990-3776. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. So Kyle has planted his flag as the utmost Giannis Antetokounmpo hater.
Stop him from saying that.
I still feel like we need a little bit of a follow-up there. So what's required to be the king of Wisconsin sports? Because it feels like the crown has been passed with too much ease.
See, here's what
doesn't seem right to do that to Giannis.
What I do is I evaluate things and I look at how things are going. And just because I'm passing the crown from Giannis to Jordan Love does not mean I still don't love Giannis.
You just don't love him as much.
No, I still love Giannis, but what I'm saying is just like people have their favorites, Jordan Love is becoming one of my favorites. Everything about dude's swagger, the feel, the vibe.
Kyle's poor kids are going to be power ranked every day of the week.
Hey, if that's what brings the greatness out of them, then you know what? That's what my little kids are going to have to deal with. But when I look at this, when I see Giannis, I get happiness. When I see him perform, him mean mug, I'm like, that's my guy. That's the guy that I get to cheer for. I'm excited for myself. But me just simply seeing Jordan Love walk in on Twitter got me excited about.
He's googly-eyed. You called it.
No, what is to come? Listen, the thing is this. What negative thing can we say about Jordan Love off the field?
But hold on. He's been a part of the Wisconsin sport reality for less than 12 months. And it seems like you are dinging guys. You're discrediting them the longer they play.
Oh, my gosh.
And did we not see the Giannis documentary that went out on Amazon? If anything,
because
no, stop with the I love Giannis. Because you don't.
Rodgers out of the way, ready to move on. Giannis, it seems like the longer they're here, no matter what they've done, those deposits don't mean anything. And we're ready to switch to somebody who's been less of a known commodity.
If
for 12
I was a
months.
bank and Kyle Wallace came into the bank, he's probably going to switch from banks when he gets just the next best offer, even it might not be great for long term. He's just going right with what he feels in the moment.
I do drop credit cards a lot.
If you're
intro offer.
If you're going to try to sell Giannis stock high to buy Jordan Love stock low, I can understand that argument. But to say that Jordan Love stock should be worth more than Giannis stock,
listen,
that's
what I'm
not
saying
on Twitter at KBN ESPN, who do you like more, Jordan Love or Giannis Antetokounmpo? Jordan Love 35%, Giannis 65%. Mark chimes in, Giannis has proven himself to be loyal to our city and our state, truly wants to win. Let's hope outsiders don't get in his head and tell him he has to leave like LeBron did to Cleveland.
I love Giannis. They're both up here.
No.
They're both way up here.
Whenever he says, I love Giannis, you have to turn his mic off because he needs to be consistent with what comes out of his mouth.
I never once said I didn't. I'm just simply saying the crown is being passed. It is happening in front of our eyes that the crown is being passed to Jordan Love. Brad, repeat what you said yesterday about what the
If the Packers have a down season, which is like it's the NFL, the season hasn't started, they have to go through the draft. If they finish 8-9 in Jordan Love's second year, where's Jordan Love compared to Giannis? Because Giannis brought you a title for the first time in 50 years.
That would mean I was too quick to switch over, but I don't think I was too quick to switch over.
Because, Kyle, you're correct. All the current players at the NFL media workshop combine that I was at in LA, we're saying the Green Bay Packers, they are young, they are good, they're talented, and Jordan Love's the real deal. I get that, but with that being said,
Jordan Love is the real deal.
With that being said, Stephen A. Smith went on Thanalysis and called Giannis a top 3 player in the world. No one was saying that Jordan Love's a top 3 quarterback in the world.
What a tease to a new episode that'll be coming out here soon on YouTube for the Thanalysis show.
Yeah, that's a tease.
But listen, you can say what you want to say, but
you must have been at the live event with Giannis.
I must have been. What a lovely event it was.
I mean, anybody could have told you that.
Had a couple carblesses, you know.
I sure did. They were delicious.
But Jordan Love is an ascending player. Again, Giannis is a great player. And I'm not, again, this is not taking anything from Giannis except for the crown of Jordan Love being the guy.
Yeah, not taking anything from Giannis except for being king of the state.
When we talk about sports here in Wisconsin, football is king. Packers are king. And Jordan Love is about to be the king of the NFC. And so with that, I'm just telling y'all, it is slowly moving over to Jordan Love.
Yeah, but you're saying slowly and you're trying to be ahead of it when the right answer right now from everyone is you can't pass the crown to somebody who has yet to accomplish anything great.
Kyle.
And in your words for the Green Bay Packers, great is not just getting to the playoffs and winning one game and falling short to the Niners.
The crown sits on someone's head.
Thank you,
Whose
Derwin,
head
by
does
the way.
it sit on?
Whose head does it sit on now?
Yes.
It still sits on Giannis' head for now.
Kyle backpedal Wallace.
But I'm telling y'all,
he's such a
that's for you all.
Chris.
For you all, you put the crown on his head. What I'm doing is this, y'all. I'm hovering over Giannis' head, right? You know how LeBron had the whole thing about king me, crown me, whatever it is. He had the graphic. I'm sitting over Giannis' head, and I'm slowly putting my head on the crown, and I'm getting ready to move it to Jordan Love. I'm in the process of moving the crown, just
He's
like
probably ready to
Wisconsin.
put it on Jackson Churio next.
Yeah, seriously. The Prince crown.
No, I'm
15 games into his Brewers career. He's ready to
Chris, mark it. Chris, I want you to mark this.
He's ready to put Jackson Churio over Giannis.
Mark it and save it. Y'all question my love for Jordan Love for him being a potential Hall of Famer, and then Brad goes and talks to current NFL players.
Mitch chimes in. Kyle backpedal Wallace strikes again.
And he finds out that he may be a Hall of Famer. I told you about Jackson Churio.
Yeah, but Giannis,
I'm just telling
Giannis is a Hall of Famer.
I'm an early adopter.
Jordan Love might be.
He wasn't even rookie of the, or I guess he was a first-year starter.
I'm an early adopter.
He wouldn't have beat C.J. Stroud.
I don't think he would have.
Fellas, I see greatness. That's all I'm saying. I see what's happening. I'm telling y'all, I see what's happening. You guys
Are
see
you blind?
It too. We all see it too. We all see it too. You wouldn't be questioning if this team was going to go to the finals if you truly believed in Giannis. That is what I'm saying. The belief in the Packers, the belief in Jordan Love
if he
is
wasn't,
higher at this moment.
Wasn't hurt, I still would be able to make an argument that he has the ability to will this team.
But you wouldn't believe it, though. You couldn't say it with conviction. But when we
I can't say with conviction that Jordan Love is going to be the reason why the Packers win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, because that's too outlandish to say.
If the Packers win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, who's the one player that you believe will lead that?
I mean, obviously Jordan Love.
And do you think it's a possibility?
Not as high as I do when Giannis is on the floor for the Bucks.
How about this
even
one?
with where they're at?
Kyle.
He's won them a championship.
And we've
they haven't
regressed
been
ever
to
since.
they haven't been to the Super Bowl in 15 years, and putting stock in 10 games over what Giannis has done over the course of his career is just too emotional.
Okay.
You are an emotional wreck.
Just wait on it.
If Giannis and Jordan Love are at the same event, same autograph signing, who has a longer line?
Jordan Love.
Oh my gosh.
No, hey, really though, for real though. It depends on
Kyle
where you're
sounds like Skip Bayless.
It depends on where
Swap
you're
Kyle and Tory. Well, lucky for you, Tory's with us at 4.
It depends on where you're at, right? I mean, Giannis is a huge star. He's huge.
No. And just not because Giannis is a huge star, because you can't say anything good about Giannis because it's now fraudulent. Kyle backpedal walls.
Don't you do this to me with
Now,
Giannis.
what you should do
this. And Tony, don't you send no clips to Thanasis today. We're not doing that.
Producer of Thanalysis Show, Tony Cartagena. If you aren't listening, I will be sending you this segment and the segment before. And if you missed any of it, Wisconsin On Demand, so you can hear Giannis get taken out again by Kyle Wallace.
Absolutely
and you know
not.
I love Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and I genuinely love it. I won't stop loving it because it will always be there, like Giannis has been for the Milwaukee Bucks, and like Kyle can see that. I love going over the cash in a winning ticket, and it will be my place to go to now and forever because they are adding a 2,000 square foot video wall, luxury seating for over 200, an expanded food menu, and I am loyal. I am loyal to winners, and that's what we're going to make you with some of these Ben Same Game parlays, although it's not a guaranteed thing. We've been doing really well. Potawatomi Sportsbook's going to be next level. Don't miss the grand opening the first week of May. Mark your calendars because a new era of sports betting is here. PaysBig.com. That's PaysBig.com. Whew. I don't even know where to go after Kyle just took out the man with the crown.
Oh my gosh, all this slander.
We're going to talk during the break, and we'll have Kyle hopefully write up an apology letter for everything he just said next.
I'm going to get an attorney for you.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I'm Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. In season, off season, draft season. Whatever season it is, we are Milwaukee's place to talk green and gold. Listen, watch, or stream live whenever, wherever. 94.5 ESPN.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on. Potholes stink. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole area. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Get that appointment booked before May 31st, and you might even see Old T on the job site for a visit. Find full contest details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code DRIVER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code DRIVER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code DRIVER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
Milwaukee Brewers offense stayed red hot over the weekend, taking 2 of 3 games for the Baltimore Orioles and improving their record to 10-4 on the season. The Brewers bats managed 25 runs over the weekend and 11 runs in each of the first 2 games. Pat Murphy says the team has set the bar high.
Guys are setting the bar pretty high for themselves, how to conduct ABs, and hopefully our young guys will keep learning from the guys doing it. Some of them are doing great.
The Brewers are currently top 3 in all of the MLB in runs scored, home runs, stolen bases, average, on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
The Bucks are back in the postseason for the 8th consecutive year, and it's time to fear the deer once again. We want you to be a part of the electrifying action and rally your support for the team. For all things Bucks playoffs, presented by BMO, go to bucks.com/playoffs. Stay up to date on information about team send-offs and events around the city. Get the latest updates from the team. Shop the hottest gear from the Bucks Pro Shop and snag your tickets too. Head to bucks.com/playoffs for all the details.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I may have lost Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? If you missed any of our show, you can always go back to WisconsinOnDemand.com. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. But win or loss, I know I can celebrate with Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. And I did that with the girlfriend's family. Of course, they came in town. One of the things their family does, Frozen Pizza Friday. So we thought we'd do a little Frozen Pizza Friday, and you know what I did. I went to my local grocer, and I got the Mustache Pizza, a.k.a. the Screamin' Sicilian Pizza, with that stone fire crust with butter, baby. Whole milk mozzarella cheese sourced right here in Wisconsin, and the secret tomato recipe sauce. I got the OG Screamins. You know, you got the thin and crispy, tavern style, 2.5 feet of stuffed crushed cheese, but I went OG for them, because it's got all the best toppings in the world. We had a Boss Hog. We had a Supremus Maximus. You also have the Ultimate Deluxe. You have the Holy Pepperoni, the Bester's Revenge. But guess what I saved for when we came back late for a little late night snacking? The Mambo Italiano! Mambo! We found our screaming pleasure, and you can taste what all the screaming is about. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, I'm Ben Brust, alongside Kyle Backpedal Wallace, and Brad Nortman. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN, and the best way that we can summarize what had happened was...
defamation, that's the best way. Defamation.
Is ultimately when Brad said, who still has the crown? Giannis or Jordan Love? Kyle, despite saying that Jordan Love is Giannis now, he still chose Giannis. Because when he visualized what Giannis is and what Giannis means and what Giannis has done for the city, for the state, staying here, being loyal, bringing a championship to Milwaukee for the first time in 50 years.
You guys don't see what I'm talking about.
We have a body of work from Giannis that has made me realize that I need to see the body of work from Jordan Love before I'm just going to be in lust like Brad said you were, and I think he's right.
That Jordan Love King crown needs to be earned, and earned over several seasons with winning. That means winning divisions, winning NFC championships, and winning Super Bowls. Giannis has done that over and over.
Or just say Super Bowl, because even the other quarterbacks only have one.
Super Bowl, that's true. And I view it like Game of Thrones style. It can't just be like, oh, here's a casual, I'm going to take this crown to your head. It's got to be, you got to take out the other king to be able to put that on your head. So graphic. Wow. I mean, and no one's saying that Jordan Love's going to do that to Giannis, but that just goes to show how important that is, that Giannis has to be fully washed to be that guy where it's like, okay, it's clear
how quickly he moved on.
So quickly.
I mean, when Giannis wasn't even the king of the state when Aaron Rodgers was still here, fellas. He wasn't.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers was here for at least 10 years, and 8 years before.
He won a title and he still wasn't king. I'm telling you.
Yes, but time out. What you're saying is not fair to the timeline. Rodgers won a Super Bowl in 10. Then they were 15-1. And then he had 2 MVPs even before Giannis was here. Then Giannis comes here. He had to build his career. And at that point, obviously the Packers are huge in this state. And Rodgers went on a run in 2019, 2020. In 2020, they were huge. They were the best offense in the NFL, the best red zone offense in the NFL. They lost to the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. And then Giannis won their championship in 2021. So to put Giannis ahead of Rodgers was near impossible because of what Rodgers had done for the state over a long period of time.
It's a cumulative resume that helps take the king's crown and put it on your head. You can't be too quick to take it off. Jordan Love has to do much more on his resume to actually be able to take that. Right now, he's just a prince. Dude's a prince, not a king yet.
800-990-3776. Ron in the Key chimes in. Again, I appreciate Kyle reclaiming the Giannis and Thanasis hater crown. Well, again, he's not reclaiming anything. This is who he's been. He's been consistent with it, which is what I appreciate.
This is terrible. This slander.
This is what you said.
I'm telling.
We have
slander. One call. That's all. Gruber Law Office Studio. I am making one call. That's all after this show because this is defamation of my character.
I think you only pay if they win, and you're not going to win this defamation case because we have audio of you saying all this stuff.
Well, it's true. I mean, again, you guys, I understand what you're saying. Giannis is obviously huge. But again, this is Packer country. This state is all about the Green Bay Packers. And we are all excited about what is to come with Jordan Love. Jordan Love is our guy. He's the number one player. He is the franchise quarterback. When Jordan Love gets on that field this fall and he's slinging that ball, and as Ben says, slanging pills everywhere left and right, everybody's going to love Jordan Love, and everybody's still going to like Giannis, but everybody in this state is going to be talking about how great Jordan Love is. I'm just giving him the crown now because I can see what's happening.
So all it takes is one capable year of a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers to overthrow your Hall of Famer, two-time MVP.
It takes for what I see the potential in the future is. You guys have ridden the Milwaukee Bucks off already. You guys have ridden them off already.
That doesn't take away.
It does definitely take away. If you don't believe in your franchise, if you don't believe in your franchise player to lead your team to a championship
season for Giannis. He brought us a championship for the first time in 50 years. Forget him. Jordan Love, 10 straight games of being a great quarterback. Oh, I love him. He's better than Giannis has ever been to all of us. It's like you forgot where you lived and where you grew up.
No, it's not that I forgot where I live and I grew up, but I know what this state loves. We love our quarterbacks. Our quarterbacks are stars. You don't go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and then when you have the next great quarterback, that he isn't going to be beloved as well. This is nothing against Giannis. This is speaking volumes to what Jordan Love is going to become.
Takes a lot longer.
You have
than
60
just
seconds
season.
before the 414 hour to take any. This is your last chance to take back anything that you've said.
Well,
you're good at backpedaling.
As I said this whole time, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, KBN Nation, I love me some Giannis. But what I'm telling you is this: is that he is being dethroned in front of our eyes by Jordan Love. Jordan Love will be the man in this state, and I'm just putting my print on it now that Jordan Love is the new man of this state. He's the king of Wisconsin, fellas.
What's the song? These bleep ain't loyal. That's Kyle, actually.
Oh, wow. Don't call me that.
Never thought I'd see that.
Garden tool?
Exactly right.
I am not a garden tool.
Garden tool.
You're acting like it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow is right. And speaking of oh, wow, and powerful, that's Tory Lowe on a Tory Lowe Tuesday. Coming up next, you got Religion Hamilton and Madison, but we'll be back in 2 minutes on 94.5 ESPN and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Don't go anywhere.
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out with me tonight.
We've got some backups along southbound 43 as you're making your way down from about Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive to Keefe, almost to Locust. Northbound is slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound on 41, slowing down from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, slow from the downtown area all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And an accident has the two left lanes blocked on northbound 94 right about at Edgerton. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your tickets to catch the intensity and excitement firsthand. Bucks.com/playoffs. That's Bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Storms likely before midnight, breezy with a low of 51. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy in the morning with the showers and storms, a high of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7- and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
And joining us as he does every Tuesday, or most Tuesdays when we can, is Tory Lowe on a Tory Lowe Tuesday from 101.7 The Truth. What are you rocking underneath there? Is that some Packer gear?
How y'all doing? Oh, of course. Of course.
Powerful.
Green Bay all the way.
Now, it is Kyle Brust and Nortman on 94.5 ESPN. And Tory, I apologize for not being able to be there, but I do want to hear about the success of over 200 people volunteering to help clean up the city and the streets of Milwaukee.
You look, let me tell you something. The volunteers showed up and showed out. Powerful. I mean, it was so many people. They brought their children to the cleanup. I mean, it was amazing to see the young people from different walks of life all coming together, all families from different walks of life coming together to help beautify our city together. It was one of the most amazing things I have seen in my life.
I mean, I know Tory Lowe's seen a lot. He's been in a rock band.
Yeah. Oh, I crowd surfed.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything.
Wait, Brad, you don't know this?
You were in a rock band?
Yeah, I was in a rock band.
What's the name again? Ungodly?
UHC.
Wait, what does that stand for?
It was UHC because I was I used to go to church. And then I was in a choir. Then when I got in a rock band, I named the rock band UHC.
Which means?
Unholy Congregation.
There it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because
I
was a rapper. My bass player was a punk rocker. My drummer was an 80s rock cover band drummer.
You guys are eclectic.
So we had all these different mixtures of music. And it was just kind of an unusual idea. So we called ourselves UHC.
Like the Tory Lowe community cleanup. A lot of different people coming together.
It was.
See, I like that. I like it. I'm like Hannibal off the A-Team. You know, I love it when the plan come together.
Tory has lost 4 lives in his short.
Oh,
he's not
let
even
me tell you
50
something.
yet.
All right, what are the 4 lives?
Well, I think one of the lives was when I was a deacon in church.
That's one.
That was the first time. Well, before that, I was out. We were living on 5th and North Avenue. It was just bad, extreme poverty. Then I got into church. They gave me the keys to the church at 15, made me a deacon of a church. Then when I went to college in Iowa, that was a whole nother lifestyle.
Played college football,
won a national junior college title, went over to Madison, and then I got married after that. So I was married at 19.
Powerful.
Wow.
And then you went.
Wait, there's more. There's got to be more lives.
No,
you've lived like
we're
10
just getting
lives
started.
already.
He's 19.
I took the big leap, and then all of a sudden, a lot of things took place, and then
you were Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark.
My friends from Iowa was like, "Why don't you move out here?" And I was like, "What were we gonna do out there in the middle of nowhere? What are we gonna do out there in the middle of all them cornfields?" And they was like, "We gonna find out something." And so I got out there, and we started a rock band. And we went like 6 years, 6.5, 7 years.
Wow,
rocking out. Yeah.
And then he moved to Minneapolis area.
Oh, then I went to Minnesota.
Are you maybe Tory is AI?
I'm went to Minnesota. And I'm gonna tell you this: I started working at this packing house, and then almost a year and a half into it, some night shifters tried to tie me up and throw me in a hog grinder.
Oh, wow.
And I had a federal court case and everything, with the company, all that stuff. Then I came home, started advocating, and then boom, it was just a lot of things that took place, a lot of different transitions.
Ooh, I'm telling you, I shorted him. He had 7 different lifestyles. A lifetime. I'm telling you, now you're a radio host.
Now it's just, this is the cake part of life. This is the great part. This is where you take all the wisdom, all the understanding, and you try to help others. And this is the amazing part of life. I'll tell you, no matter where you come from, no matter what happens to you, you got to write your story. Kind of like WWE, you got to write your story. You got to control your narrative. And I'm going to tell you right now.
We did learn that it is scripted.
Yeah, if you can continue to add positive ideas to your life, you can overcome anything.
Now, I think it is very powerful to have Tory Lowe on a Tory Lowe Tuesday. Control your life out there,
right?
From Tory Lowe. Now, I think you can help because I think Bill is spot on. Kyle, you are delusional.
Oh, stop.
First and foremost, don't you agree?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Just in general,
it's just a broad brush stroke.
Brad, I'm going to turn it to you because you will succinctly be able to explain to Tory what has happened because I've been accused of defamation of Kyle's character.
Ask him a question. Just ask him the question. Don't.
Who is the current king of Wisconsin sports? Who wears the crown?
When you picture the throne and the crown,
the current king of Wisconsin sports.
And we can give you 2.
I'm going to tell you who it is.
Who is it?
It's Jordan Love.
Oh, no, Tory.
And you know why? And you know why? And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why. It's a good reason.
We'll give you a platform.
It's great reasoning behind it.
Chris, get ready to turn Tory's mic off.
Okay, I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
No, you're good. You're good. You get a platform. You're not. You actually come with usually some thoughts that have been very coherent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Kyle Wallace, so the floor is yours.
I'll say this is why. Because Jordan Love is fresh, he's young, he's new, and he overcame the criticism of could he be the guy to now it's no question he's the guy. Football is only one game a week, and sometimes basketball and baseball, they got so many games going that people, they try to keep up, but football is like one game a week. You win, everybody's happy. You lose, everybody's sad. And I think that right now, Jordan Love has been given the crown. I'm talking about overall because he's young, he's handsome. His last name is Love. I mean, so you got to spread the love.
Right.
But he's
running out of arguments. He said his last name is Love. That's why he's the crown.
No, Tory and Kyle, come on. Marketing.
He has said his piece. I'm going to turn it over to Brett.
Go right ahead.
I feel like I'm the judge again on Kyle Brust.
Go right ahead.
It sounds
Brad,
like
the floor is yours.
You guys are putting a lot of stake in the fact that he's new and he's young. This is like a new relationship that you haven't had any fights yet. But Giannis has delivered for you. He revitalized an entire franchise, an entire area of the city.
50 years, Tory.
I agree.
So
he brought you a championship, and you are turning your back on a man who's also lived 7 different lives.
He's also
came here.
bought me and my children lunch.
Yes.
So yes.
Even more
and clearly you don't value that.
No, what I'm saying
Look
is
how they do this. Look what they do, Tory. When you stand on
He's
something, they try to
already
tear you
delivered
down.
on the promise.
You didn't
Jordan
ask
Love
me.
hasn't done
You
that
didn't
yet.
ask me who was the most liked. You said who's the king, who has the crown.
Yeah. And we're saying who has the crown. My man brought us a championship.
I think that
Jordan Love has played 10 great games.
Hey, you're thinking in the past.
I think that
past
Giannis
tense.
is a well-loved sports figure in the state of Wisconsin, across the country, across the globe. But I think that when you have your reign, it's like the election. The next guy up. And I think that right now, the next guy up is Jordan Love.
Exactly.
But you're discrediting him because he has been around so long. You're letting a new, fresh
I thought you were loyal,
hottie
Tory.
come down and take your eye away from
picked
something that's
Giannis the
delivered
last
for you.
conversation.
Exactly. I thought you were loyal.
I
You're
did.
flipping switches.
I picked
Wait a
Giannis
minute.
the last conversation.
If the Milwaukee Bucks were a juggernaut that they were supposed to be this year, then we would say Giannis. But this team has fallen short of expectations to the point that nobody in this building is confident that the Bucks are going to win a championship this year. That is what knocks him down a little bit off his pedestal. Jordan Love, on the other hand, he faced adversity. They were 2-5. He was able to overcome that and was able to excel and show everybody across Wisconsin.
You know what that is, Brad?
NFL.
You know what that is, Brad? When they do the
starts
Jordan
with
Love
love.
documentary, that would be, if he has one, the beginning, the prequel.
Yes.
Right? It wouldn't be if that's the story you're telling right now in your documentary, that's boring. That's a good story, but it's not the story of what Giannis has done for this state.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's nothing that can replace.
Ooh, I like this. Giannis is the king. Jordan Love is the prince, who is next in line.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wouldn't even argue with that. I would not even argue with that. All I'm saying is that when the new guy comes into town and performs well, it just comes with the fruits of the spoils. Because if he hadn't have done what he did in the playoffs,
Preach.
it would have been. This wouldn't even be a conversation. The only reason it is a conversation,
he didn't win a championship. They didn't even go to the NFC championship. He could go back. Yes, but they could come back this year because it is the NFL.
Right.
And I know the Packers have had sustained success, and it's hard to imagine them going even the slightest bit backwards.
Right.
But they could go 8-9.
They could.
Jordan Love could still play well, and he could still show he's the franchise quarterback. But the team could go 8-9. And you still want to say that he's got the crown?
Well, you gave a hypothetical, but I'll tell you something that's real. The Bucks won a championship, but the last two attempts were kind of scary.
Lackluster
to the fans. And I'm gonna tell you, when you have moments where we have high expectations and they drop below expectations, that factors into the conversation. Especially when you are the Bucks, when you look at Giannis, everybody looks at Giannis as the be-all, end-all, rags to riches guy that came from a country that he didn't even have a pass. His family didn't even have citizenship, and he overcame. We are always going to have Giannis on the highest of. But when
you
Jordan
don't.
Love,
You're looking over all that. You're taking that for granted.
I think that Jordan Love is the king right now.
That's because you're wearing. You know what? You know what's going on? He's just wearing green and gold on a shirt right now.
But
that's where his heart is.
He just feels it close to his heart.
Raise your hand
I'm
if you
just
have
saying.
a Giannis jersey. Where your Giannis jersey at?
The Bruce City, the Bruce.
No. Raise your hand if you have a Giannis jersey.
I played summer league with Giannis.
Do you have a
had
Giannis?
breakfast with Giannis.
I like how you avoid this
Raise
question.
your hand.
I like that.
No, raise your hand if you have a Jordan
Why would I
jersey.
wear a jersey of a friend of mine?
Wait, shut up. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Wait, let me finish. Raise your hand if you have more Packers gear than Bucks gear.
It's
That's not fair, though.
No, it's not fair.
That's NFL versus NBA.
We're
not talking about kingship in the
we
state of
are
Wisconsin.
talking about kingship. Kingship comes with that. All it takes is for a quarterback of the Packers to be successful. And they are going to jump ahead. I understand how great Giannis is, but the fact that Tory came in here and gave you the same answer, it's because the Packers are
Tory's
king
no longer
and we're
invited to the
excited.
show.
But you guys are letting the bright
holds.
and shiny new object distract you from a true king's reign, which is 10 years of building this franchise, building this city, getting a championship, and Jordan Love has been 10 games of success.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I'm going to tell you right now, Giannis have worn the crown. He have had his time. He still is in his time. But at the same time, there's a new energy that's hitting the state, that's hitting the country, that's hitting the globe. I mean, I'm telling you, Jordan Love right now is one of the most exciting quarterbacks coming into the season.
Tell him, Brad.
And I'm going to tell you right now.
Tell him, Brad.
A lot of people are expecting higher expectations out of Jordan Love.
Expecting versus knowing and seeing is the difference here.
Well, okay. If I was talking to somebody the other day, and when we was talking about the Bucks and the Pacers, they automatically was like the Bucks can't beat the Pacers. I said that the Bucks can beat the Pacers, but it's a lot of people that don't believe that the Bucks can actually beat the Pacers because they couldn't do it all season.
Kyle is that meme of the guy holding a girl's hand, Giannis, looking back as girls walking by love.
That's perfect. That is
perfect. So good. Thank you, Ryan in McGuanago. Speaking of the Pacers and the Bucks, you mentioned a Midwestern state of Iowa. What is the worst state in the Midwest?
I would say Minnesota.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I have Indiana. It is the armpit of the Midwest.
I think it's the second, but I think Minnesota is pretty.
Tori, you got beef with Minnesota?
Well, you know.
He just told the story.
Vikings. Yeah, I had a bad situation going on. Beat. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Minnesota, then maybe Indiana.
Well, I want to get to why I hate Indiana. Plus, we have the KBN Academy. But we always play a Tory Lowe song. What do we got today, Tory?
Hey, we got the Drake diss, the Drake Kendrick Lamar diss.
Oh, it's clean? We got the clean version?
Drop and give me 50.
50 what? Push-ups?
Yeah.
So who you got in this beef? Or do you have Drake?
All right.
You have Kendrick?
You guys... All right, let me just tell you something.
Is our audience not hip enough for this?
I didn't even know there was a beef.
Brad and I didn't know there was beef, and we live in Wisconsin. Remember we were talking about Midwestern states?
Okay.
I know it's the 410-4 hour, but there also is a lot of old white men that don't know what's going on. If young white men don't, old white men don't.
Y'all don't know there's a big beef going on?
There's a lot of old black men.
Yeah, but they know. Oh, yeah, even they don't know.
They don't even know what's going on. Hey.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake?
Yeah, it's a beef between two heavyweight hip-hop artists, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And Drake just responded to Kendrick Lamar.
Came at their
And this
neck.
is the song. It's called Drop and Give Me 50.
Sounds like middle school drama, if you ask me.
Yeah, y'all both need to drop and give me and Tory 50 for hating on Jordan Love.
Hey.
Hating
We should go to the poll and see what they said.
Yeah, because right now we're winning the poll, and when Kyle wins the poll,
What's
it's
the
like
poll?
the end-all, be-all.
What's the numbers?
65 Giannis, 35 Love.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because people understand loyalty, respecting what was Giannis bringing a championship for the first time in 50 years, and they don't just forget about
You
it.
went kind of hard on Jordan Love early.
Of course.
It took a minute for you to come back around.
Yeah,
he's
because
still
I
living in
wanted a sample
2021.
size. I wanted a sample size.
Hey.
He's the same dude that said the Bucks might need to figure out what they're gonna do without Giannis moving forward if they lose in the first round.
Did I say that?
You said that yesterday. He sure did. He did. You said that.
Well,
You
even
said
if I did, yes. Because
you said.
but here's what I'll stand by it.
You rather?
Shut up! I'll say it again. I'll say it right now. If they lose in the first round, they better damn well have a plan. If he doesn't want to be here, because he controls all the cards. Because superstars control all the cards
there
in
go
the
your
NBA.
king.
There go your king.
Hey.
Yeah, but he'll be my king as long as he's here. Tell you that much until Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl. More Kyle Brust and Nortman. It's been a Tory Lowe Tuesday. Beep, beep, next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying
Come on, guys. His name is Coach Bud.
if he replicates
Coach Booty.
what Coach Bud
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we got some backups along southbound 43 as you're making your way down from about Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive to Keefe, almost to Locust. Northbound is slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound on 41, slowing down from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, slow from the downtown area all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And an accident has the two left lanes blocked on northbound 94 right about at Edgerton. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your tickets to catch the intensity and excitement firsthand. Bucks.com/playoffs. That's Bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, storms likely before midnight, breezy with a low of 51. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy in the morning with the showers and storms, a high of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. Pack yourself in for ESPN Wisconsin's Draft Night. The draft is almost here, and ESPN Wisconsin is bringing its picks straight to you. Join us for the first round live from the Q Club of Wisconsin on Thursday, April 25th. Get ready for an unforgettable night packed with draft insights and insider info as the green and gold reloads for 2024. Hear from Wilde and Tausch, Homer and Chewy, Brian Bulaga, Gary Ellerson, John Anderson, Rob Domofsky, and more. Be there for ESPN Wisconsin's Draft Night, brought to you by the Q Club of Wisconsin.
Spring into massive April savings with the Midwest's #1 automotive leader at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Giannis Auto Group dealership. Get incredible spring cleaning sale pricing on America's best-selling brands from both Buick and GMC at nearby Giannis locations in Greenfield and Oak Creek. Your April savings will blossom with incredible spring cleaning savings and discounts on our entire inventory of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Giannis, we make it easy to find the vehicle of your needs, always at a price and payment that you can afford. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your ride. We're paying top Kelly Blue Book values on your trade, no matter what the mileage or condition. The weather is warming and the deals are getting hot at your Giannis Auto Group dealerships, the Midwest #1 automotive leaders. Spring is the season for savings, exclusively at your local Milwaukee Metro Region Giannis Auto Group dealerships, or shop online at shopgiannis.com.
We've told you about Moses Hadara,
the diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise,
sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Coming up, a weekend showdown with the Yankees, Friday, April 26th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the series with Friday's hockey night. Then take home a limited edition Brewers City Connect Tumbler Cup at the game on Saturday, the 27th. Presented by Quick Trip. Don't miss out on a marquee weekend of baseball. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, it's that time of year where you're going to want to get outside, be active, do the things you want to do. I know I'm going to be hitting the golf course very soon. I couldn't do that if I had achy joint pain. Right now, as I'm talking, you probably know what I'm talking about, where you feel it in your hips, your knees, your shoulders, your back. Don't let it hold you back any longer, though, because QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting regenerative medicine. That's right, QC Kinetics. Surgery, steroids, drugs, those are not your best options anymore. QC Kinetics allows for your life to be transformed using natural biologics, your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. Let QC Kinetics give you your life back, in perfect timing too, for spring and summer, the best time in Wisconsin anyway. It's a revolutionary approach to give you long-term, not short-term, long-term relief with no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is Kyle Brust and Ortman, 94.5 ESPN 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. Chris Larson running the show. 800-990-3776 if you want to get into the show, and we're streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, that being said, it's time now for the KBN Academy, where we are your professors for the segment. We got tough grades, A's or F's. There's no B's, C's, D's, or anywhere else in between. So, Chris, give us the questions, baby.
All right, let's kick it off here on the KBN Academy with the sleep doctor, who surveyed 1,250 full-time workers to gain an understanding of how work impacts sleep and how common napping during the workday is. That's right, napping during the workday. It's revealed that 1 in 3 workers nap regularly during work hours.
How about 4 out of 5 here?
On a weekly basis, 34% of remote workers took naps compared to 45% of hybrid workers and 27% of in-person workers. A or F, if you were a manager, you would be okay with one of your employees napping at work.
Well, we do have a manager on our show.
Oh, yeah. I was going to take the perspective of, me being employee versus manager. Nope. I'm not for napping at work.
All right, now let's change it to you, the employee.
So now, as an employee, I have taken naps at work before. Now, here's the thing.
This is so classic. Kyle playing both sides. Backpedal Kyle.
Back when I took my first job working at the University of Wisconsin Parkside, my sleep schedule wasn't really accustomed to waking up early and working a full 8-9 hour work day and then having to drive all the way back to Milwaukee. So probably for the first month, a couple days, once a week maybe, I would go in my car during lunch and take a nap. And then during lunch, I took a nap. I was tired. I was used to taking naps. And then when I got back from Europe, I went to Europe. In the time change, there was 6 hours ahead or something like that. Very cool.
Cool is right.
I came back and I went to work the next day. During my lunch hour, I turned off the lights in my office, and I don't know if I had shades, but I literally took naps during my lunch hour that first week coming back because my sleep schedule was still up, but I wanted to go to work. So I have taken naps.
You don't get to have both. You either don't go to work and get your rest, or you go to work and you work.
It is my lunch hour. I can do
it. Sounds like with the blinds being shut that he slept a little longer than 1 hour.
Sure does. No, I'm very anal. I probably set an alarm at the time, but I made sure that I took a quick little cat nap. So I can get back to work. But I have taken a nap at work, and then one time when I was in high school, maybe college, I had a sinus infection, and my boss, I came into work, he was like, Kyle, you okay? I said, I'm feeling sick. He said, boy, go over there and take a nap. And I took a nap. Now that I took a nap on clock. I got paid to take a nap that day. Shout out to Mr. Glover.
You know what? This is an F for me. It's an easy F for me. Because if you're falling asleep, if you're taking a nap during the workday, you aren't taking care of yourself on your own time. Don't bring it to the office. Don't bring it to the workday where you can't be yourself. There's cups of coffee.
He doesn't want babies. He doesn't want dogs. Yeah. But he'll take a nap.
Of all the things that you're okay with, a nap is a shocking one because that is really unproductive.
That
is like literally
naps.
The epitome of
only
being
if
unproductive.
It's for you.
I'm not. It's based off the work. If the workplace is okay, like if it allows for that,
I can't wait to go see all the teammates and /employees out there that work for Kyle. And I'm be like, hey guys, go listen at 4:20 on Kyle Brust and Ortman. You guys are good with naps.
And let me actually say this: they get a lunch hour. If y'all want to go take a lunch, and you take a nap for 30 minutes, do what you want to do. Just as long as
only 30.
I think the lunch break is only 30 minutes. Do we get an hour for lunch? I don't know what they get for lunch.
We don't have true. I don't even
really know. Just know if you take an hour lunch, you need to be here a full 8 hours, so you're going to be here 9 hours. And so you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to dictate what you do on your own time. But when you come back to work, you need to be efficient, effective, and well-rested.
I wish James in the 262, actually, he's doing a good job out there in the world. He says, I'm about to pause delivering to all these people mail just to call into the show to destroy Kyle in this blasphemous disrespect to Giannis. He's been disrespectful to Giannis, and he's pro-nap in the workplace. Brad and I, hard workers, unlike Kyle Wallace. What do we got next, Chris?
As moving on here in the KBN Academy, Tiger Woods set a new career worst for a 72-hole event, finishing 16 over par at the Masters over the weekend. ARF, Tiger Woods will ever win another major again in his golfing career.
We win another tournament, we win another major. My man's... All right, here's my Tiger take right now. He looks like the guy who's like on a Bowflex commercial. Like he's gotten so stiff from lifting his upper body that he looks like he is not smooth swinging the golf club anymore. He's worked so much as an upper body that his low back is starting to hurt. Obviously, he had back issues before, but he looks too strong. I need Tiger to be a little bit slimmer, a little bit more flexible. So right now, he looks like a big stiff. And when he bends over to pick his tee up, he's grimacing. We all know he's got back issues. He's aging bad. I want to see him go out not looking like he needs a wheelchair.
Yeah, I mean, this is an A. He'll never win a major. He'll never win a tournament. I'd be surprised if he ever even has one 18-hole stretch where he puts up the best score of the day. Because even when he won the Masters in 2019, 5 years ago, that's a long time ago, then he looked like he was in trouble, and it was like he was just limping to the finish line. Played great, but limping. He looks significantly worse now. His body is just not built to play golf over the course of 4 days.
Well, and you know what?
And guys are so good nowadays.
He's not having fun.
No.
He does not look like he's having fun at all out there. You know why? Because he's the greatest of all time at that sport.
And he's in pain.
When you are used to winning at such a high level and used to walking out on the course and everyone fearing you, it's just like, it's dead, man. Tiger's dead.
Yeah, Tiger's just unhealthy right now. I mean, and it really is due to the fact that he threw his whole body into this, man. And then we already talked about the car accident and all that, but he threw his whole body into it, and this is basically the remnants of him putting everything in his body on the line for so many years. It's unfortunate, but I'm still grateful that Tiger goes out there and gives me a reason to watch golf.
Yeah, but it's like I went and watched, and I'm like, I'm not searching out Tiger anymore because it's not fun.
Round one,
it looks painful.
Round one, you got to be searching him out.
Not only does his body look stiff, he just looks like tired. His face, he looks worn.
Yes,
he's exhausted.
His face looked swollen. And I don't know if it was from the heat.
No, the old Tiger. We need the old Tiger back.
That ain't happening.
You gotta go watch film then.
What is soil your something?
Huh?
Lay your soil oats, something like that.
I don't know what that means.
No. QC Kinetics, maybe, or is
he needs QC Kinetics.
No, he needs to go and just live his best life.
He needs like 18 Epsom salt baths.
He sure does need 18 Epsom salt baths, but he should do it with a bath from the Bath Authority, just like you should. If your bath is old, if your shower is old, if it's outdated, has mildew and mold or broken tiles, you gotta call my friends at the Bath Authority. The team at the Bath Authority has been providing residents with stunning bathroom remodels for years. They pride themselves on providing the highest quality bath, shower, walk-in bathtub installation, and it's all done by a certified installer in less than 1 day. Yes, you can have a safer, more accessible shower and bath, an efficient and affordable bath with a quick bath installation in less than 1 day with the Bath Authority, and it all comes with a lifetime warranty. And if you call today at 414-249-6934, you can get $1,500 off a new shower bath plus 36 months of free financing. Yes, you heard that right. $1,500 off plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety by calling today at 414-249-6934 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And make sure you go visit thebathauthority.com. That is thebathauthority.com, because KBN Nation, a better bath awaits.
More Kyle Brust and Nortman plus John Anderson before the Homer Hour coming up next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I
either crush him or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Whoa. That's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you're very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 41 continues to slow down, basically from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Southbound on 43, slowing from before Hampton Avenue past Capitol, and then back on the brakes from Fond du Lac down through the Marquette. We've also got backups on the northbound side of 43 coming out of the Marquette interchange towards Keefe. And then westbound 94, a heavy ride out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Rain and storms likely, some strong, up to an inch of rain, a low of 53. Tomorrow, windy with some slight chance for showers and storms, a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison in Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course, camp on site all weekend, and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Make sure you get tickets for the NTT IndyCar Series race at Road America June 6th through the 9th. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for the Bath Authority, and if your bath or shower is old, outdated, has mold and mildew or broken tiles, you gotta call my friends at the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Call 414-249-6934 to schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com, a better bath awaits.
Are you ready for summer? Cousin Subs and Summerfest are teaming up once again for the return of the world's largest music festival with a special ticket offer. Simply place an order online at cousinsubs.com of $30 or more now through April 30th and receive a free weekday Summerfest ticket. This offer is not valid in store. One qualifying purchase per day per email will result in a free weekday ticket. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. For complete list of rules, visit cousinsubs.com/Summerfest.
You ever have one of those days when you just couldn't come up with the right answer? Well, I know one answer that pretty much solves all problems. Ice cream. Yeah, it's the answer to everything, right? And right now, at Quick Trip, our rich, creamy, straight from our dairy, Nature's Touch 1-gallon pails of ice cream are just $4.99. Yeah, now that's an answer worth digging into. Come on, be a problem solver. Bring home some fresh, delicious Nature's Touch ice cream, only from Quick Trip.
QC Kinetics announces the arrival of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon with 2 decades of experience and extensive research in regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it, and at the same time I integrated clinical research that's resulted in several publications that are really directing the future of regenerative medicine. I was drawn to QC Kinetics after I reviewed their protocols, and everything they were doing is consistent with my own approach.
Today, Dr. Scheinkup leads the entire team of medical professionals at QC Kinetics, taking this exciting medical breakthrough to a whole new level.
What we are doing at QC Kinetics is transforming lives.
Get lasting joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
You're finishing your work day. You've worked hard earning that paycheck. Now it's time for your money to do a little earning for you. They can do that with Bank 59. Bank 59 is giving you awesome ways to be able to have your money be able to save better and earn better. You can open up a money market account today with rates as high as 5.3%. That's right, 5.3% money market accounts at Bank 59. You're going to be working hard. You want your money to work hard too. Bank 59 is giving you that offer. And they're offering great CD rates too. They're a true local community bank, a bank that you can trust, you can know, and is serving southeastern Wisconsin, making lives better as well. Bank 59, making lives better, making your life better. Visit bank59.com/MM specials. Member FDIC.
Got a couple polls up there on KBN, ESPN, on Twitter, X, for all of you to get involved with. We started the show, and actually, Chris, I want to hear from Brian Windhorst, who joined, I believe it was Greeny, earlier today on ESPN Radio, and he had some pretty impactful things to say about the Milwaukee Bucks.
If they lose in the first round, that's a big statement right there, number one. If they lose in the first round, the first person you're worried about isn't Dame. It's Giannis. You want to make sure Giannis is still committed. And also, when you talk about this first round, you got to worry about where Giannis's calf is, if he's going to be 100%. But if they go down in the first round again, they have that disappointment back-to-back years, I'm not sure where Giannis is going to be. But no matter what happens, this is a flawed roster. They clearly did not, the panacea that they thought Dame Lillard was going to be wasn't the case. They're going to have to make changes one way or another, and they basically mortgaged their entire draft in the future. So they're going to have to get creative, and I do think it's possible that Dame could be looked at. But you got to make sure Giannis is committed to it first.
So we put it up on the poll. If the Bucks don't win a championship this year, was the trade for Damian Lillard worth it? And 66% say no, and 33% say yes. And I'm intrigued by the 33% because of what Brian Windhorst had said there. If the Bucks go out in the first round, Giannis being unhealthy, back-to-back first-round exits, and these are hypotheticals, but the odds would tell you this isn't a crazy hypothetical, and the way the team has played this year, it's not a crazy hypothetical. You traded for him. The reason why he's here is for this exact scenario. And so, to me, it's very telling where they are if there is no faith that the Bucks can't get through this series without Giannis.
You're legitimately only making that Dame trade in order to win a championship. I mean, it's just the facts. The realize is this roster is getting older and older by the day. It's showing on the court when Middleton and Lopez go out there. They're not the same guys they used to be. And they're being paid as if they are still those guys. Giannis is trying to put the team on his back. Dame looks distracted. Doc Rivers looks unengaged. There is so much that went wrong with this team. And if they are bounced first round or even second round, and they're not even close to sniffing a championship, you have to look at that trade and say it was not a success. And then it starts to open the door to questions. Will Dame be here next year? That is scary from Brian Windhorst to wonder if Giannis is going to want to still be here even next year, depending on how this goes. So there's just too many question marks, too many concerns to where the residue of this trade that we have felt all season this team has been off. I cannot qualify it as a good trade.
I want to ask Kyle a question here because you've been to probably more games this year than us in person and have been in the arena.
And I love Giannis.
This is him trying to make face when I actually wanted to
send that to Thanasis, please.
I actually wanted to know from your perspective because we talk about the disconnectedness between, from coaching staff to, new coach to Dame to this to that to this to that. It's been a lot. But every time I've heard you come back from a game and come on the show, have you enjoyed any game at Five Star Forum?
No, I have. I enjoyed a lot of games. There were just two games that I was miserable at, and that's when they lost to the Utah Jazz when they allowed like 78 points in the first half. I was there. And then when they let the Lakers come back, that was a disappointing game. But I had a lot of memorable moments and a lot of fun games that I had with the Milwaukee Bucks. So, yes, I've enjoyed my time with the Bucks. But as you're kind of alluding to, there has just been so much controversy, and it just hasn't been a cohesiveness amongst that team where we never really felt comfortable with this organization. Even when we had Adrian Griffin as the coach, and I believe they were like 30-something and 13 at the time when they fired him, we still didn't feel good about it. Nobody has felt good since they started playing basketball this year because they couldn't play defense early. And then when we got Doc in here, we talked about the team not being focused when they're traveling on the road and, their minds are in Cabo. It just seems like there's so much noise, so many distractions taking away from the product on the court, from this team fulfilling their full potential and the promise of being a champion. So I've enjoyed going to most of the games, but the feeling that I have about this team isn't where it needs to be.
Well, and as he says, it's not where it needs to be. He very quickly dethroned Giannis and said Jordan Love is Giannis now.
Absurd.
And he wants to put the crown on Jordan Love over Giannis for getting what Giannis has done for this team and the city and the state for over a longer period of time. Who do you like more, simply put? Jordan Love or Giannis Antetokounmpo? Giannis at 63% and Love at 37%. But Kyle made it very clear that Giannis is now being dethroned.
Pretty dang good for a guy that's only had 10 good games to have 37% of the vote.
Just how quickly you are so
That's pretty dang good.
It's a flawed way of thinking.
Oh, so you're going to tell Tory Lowe he's flawed?
Yeah, that's right. I will. I push back on Tory Lowe as well.
He was sitting right here. You call Tory Lowe flawed with his face.
It's a flaw.
You're saying it in his face.
And all 37% of the people that said Jordan Love, it's a flawed approach. Don't look at the shiny new possibilities. He hasn't broken your heart yet. That's why it's so easy to say Jordan Love. But when he has the expectation to win a playoff game and he doesn't, this team struggles, it's going to be easy to say, you know what, maybe he
Don't
wasn't.
say that, Brad.
I know, it's impossible
It's
to
impossible.
happen, Ben. But Giannis has already done it. He's already deposited a championship, countless different victories, NBA MVPs, NBA final
Could
MVP.
y'all be living in 2021 too much? Like,
Come on. You're going to take that away? You're going to take that away from this team and Giannis?
No. I love that. But what I'm saying is this team has underperformed,
you know what's going to be funny?
and underwhelmed in the last couple of years. Last year was an absolute train wreck and a disaster that everybody, when they take a moment to think back to that series, Tory talked about it and Tauscher talked about it. At the end of the game, our king, listen, he's my king too, and Giannis.
No, he's not. You literally dethroned him.
Was getting rid of the ball in clutch moments. Like, that was the issue with this team. We're sitting here, we're ignoring that this team regressed. That's why a move was needed to get rid of Jrue Holiday and bring in Damian Lillard to have somebody to close out the games. I'm telling y'all, the Bucks still see Giannis as their king, but they knew that this king couldn't be a king on his own.
So you're arguing that not only is Jordan Love the new king, but Giannis basically deserves to have the crown ripped from him because of recent performance.
What I'm saying is that the crown should be questioned. And that is something that is okay. That happens in this world. When you are on top, people are going to question your performance and whether you're worthy of that crown. And I
Dalen
think
Partyville chimes in. I'm
that.
questioning Kyle's performance all day today. Dwayne chimes in. Kyle has been so annoying today. I couldn't agree more. And Ben Brust chimes in to, that's me. Oops. Yes.
Do you text into the talk and text line?
I should.
Could you imagine? This is Ben in Milwaukee.
This is Ben in the Bay.
Yeah, Ben in the Bay.
Ben in the Bay chimes in.
Right in Lake Country.
Have the Bucks been going backwards since Jimmy Haslam? Yes, but I think it's deeper than that.
Wait. So
we'll talk to John Anderson of ESPN. I'm not going to get you going.
The crown is moving to Green Bay again.
We'll talk to John Anderson of ESPN before he joins the Homer Hour. That is next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled it up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. Right. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. What you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football Guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing. Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Last night felt like the NBA draft to me, where we're talking about the outfits and we're waiting to see which stars are picked where, and just the amount of attention that is being showered, rightly so, upon these women as they take this next step into the WNBA. And in watching this last night and just capturing the vibe of what was happening. I really think that this is going to continue and translate to the WNBA. I really know that there has been all this conversation about how the WNBA captures this moment and then they continue on. But I think these women have done it already. I think we are so invested in them and not only their game, but in who they are. The fact that we're talking about the outfits that they're wearing and where they're going. We're talking about the analysts and what pets they have. We are so locked into this group of women that I really think it's going to carry over into their professional careers.
I think you're 1,000% right.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Your business has a story to tell, and 3 Tree Marketing wants to help you tell it. Whether it be welcoming new teammates or new business partners, specialized gifting, or onboarding kits. Anytime that you have branded merchandise that you want to be able to tell your company's story, 3 Tree Marketing is a full-service agency to help you be creative and tell your company's story. It's an amazing opportunity to showcase what your brand is all about through their branded merchandising agency. Work with a team that thinks outside the box and becomes an extension of your own team. See what else 3 Tree Marketing can do for your team and set an appointment today. 3treemarketing.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman leading you up to the Homer Hour at 5 o'clock, and joining us now is John Anderson, who will be part of the Homer Hour. John, I want to start here because we haven't talked to any Brewers at all today. William Contreras on an 11-game hit streak. 4th best run differential. It is early, but they're hitting. They're hot. They're having fun. They got personality. How much do you miss Craig Counsell?
Well, it's not that it's like once he's gone, he's dead to me. I never miss him. I just, wishing horrible, ill things on him in Chicago. If you don't want to be here, then that's fine. You can move on. It's just, I'm kind of hoping that every day their bus takes a wrong turn to the ballpark and maybe he just doesn't make it.
John, the Bucks are about to kick off their series against the Indiana Pacers, and we're reflecting on the season and the trade that kicked off the season, bringing Dame here and shipping Drew Holiday out of town. And because of all the chaos and drama this season, we were talking about, man, was the trade even worth it to bring Dame in there? And I went as far as saying if they don't win a championship, it wasn't worth it. What's your take?
I hate to go all in. I'm not one of those guys that it's a championship or bust all the time. I think you can have a decent season and have a successful season and not necessarily win a championship. But I would say if they don't get back to it, they took what was apparently, I don't know, were you a championship team if you lost in the first round. I thought that was more of an aberration. I thought that as the team had, if it stayed as it was constituted, they would have been okay the second time around. So I do think it can be considered a failure if they don't get back to the championship. And right now it looks horrible. It looks the trade looks bad because they've just been discombobulated the entire season. If I were to coach, the Doc Rivers hiring right now looks terrible. And meanwhile, the Celtics won 64 games, and Holiday just signed, like a $175 million extension. And I watched here, and people were really kind of down that they had traded away Marcus Smart because they thought, he was a glue guy, and he really was when he went to Memphis. And I've been like, you just got like a much, much better Marcus Smart. And that's exactly what's happened with him. So, if they don't, this whole thing, there's a lot of people that need to answer for the trade, and they need to answer for the midseason coaching firing, which right now doesn't seem to have gone super well.
John Anderson of ESPN joining the Homer Hour at 5 o'clock. Now, I'm glad Homer's sitting in here because I want him to hear this. I think of all the Midwest states, the Bucks are playing the Pacers. Indiana is absolutely by far the armpit of the Midwest and is the worst state in the Midwest. You went to school, I believe, at Missouri. I don't think Missouri is a part of the Midwest. That's basically the South. My takes, your thoughts?
I think Missouri is decidedly in the Midwest. I don't think it's the armpit. Nobody that can make that much beer can be that bad in St. Louis. So we're okay with them. I would argue that Indiana could maybe work as the armpit. The good thing is, at least you're asking me this because I know several of the Midwest states. If you were with my boy Steve Levy, he just thinks it's all one state. He doesn't know Iowa from Ohio, from Indiana, from Missouri, from Nebraska. Obviously, given my Missouri, it's the armpit.
Is he an East Coast snob? That smells like it.
It does.
No, he's not an East Coast snob at all. He's just an East Coaster that realizes that if it's west of the East Coast, it has no importance to him until he gets to Vegas and finds a roulette wheel.
Oh, wow.
So, no, he's a wonderful guy.
I'll meet him there.
Yeah, he's totally. So, and then maybe L.A. because it's warm. And he, like Texas to him is like, I don't know, those are the people that wear big hats, correct? Something like that. So, the armpit for me is if you're going to call Missouri the Midwest, then I'm going to go to Kansas. And that
of course,
place is obviously the worst spot ever created. I once wrote the governor with a bunch of my friends. We had a kind of a writing campaign in the '80s to the the governor of the state, asking her to make the place a lake.
More dead to you, Kansas or Craig Counsell?
Pardon me?
More dead to you, Kansas or Craig Counsell?
KU.
Okay.
And the state of Kansas.
Wow, that
probably is deep. Yeah, deep. I learned it well when I went down there. I didn't have it right away, but when we went out to our first Big 8 meet, and he told us that he would rather spit than be a Jayhawk, I'm like, all right, those people are on the other side of it.
So, John, a really cool thing that I saw is happening, and I know you got a chance to work alongside Stuart Scott, a new 30 for 30 coming out. Tell us just what you know about that, if anything, and why people should tune in and what he was like from your perspective.
So I know nothing about that. I read it like you did. What people should know about Stuart is why all of us spend hours every time we're on TV. How do we make ourselves likable on television? And then I get off it, we're kind of like sometimes we're jerks. Stuart was just the opposite. He did not care if you liked him on TV. He did not go out of his way to adjust who he was and his style to just make sure everybody liked him on TV. He had detractors. He had people that ate it up. He had people that were imitators. But he did what he wanted to do and how he felt the need to do it. And then when he got off the TV, he was the nicest guy in the world, right? He didn't care. He was not trying to be one thing on and another thing off of television. He was a really genuine guy, super nice, super helpful to those coming up after he had sort of blazed that trail. And then the other thing that everybody here loved about Stu was like, let's go play golf with Stu. He and Tiger were close. He had all of the Nike gear. He always looked good. He always wanted to gamble, and you could always take his money. So people are like, yes, let's go play golf with Stu because he's going to gamble like he's Tiger Woods, and he's not. And so that was always a great thing about Stu. Like, yeah, let's go play with Stu, and then we'll have money for lunch. And but he was an all around like a super guy. There is we have a wall as you walk into the studio that has different sayings, favorites, catch sayings on the wall, and his there's a booyah that is sort of set out apart from the other one so you can recognize it. And I make sure every time I go in it's kind of like a Notre Dame play like a champion. I just make sure I brush that with my hand as I walk into the studio because I miss Stu every day. And it's worth watching because he was a trailblazer and he changed the business for everybody, not just African Americans.
Yeah, I mean, saying that, I mean, I looked up to Stuart Scott as a young aspiring broadcaster. I really looked up to Stuart Scott, so that meant a lot hearing from you that, how real he really was. So I'm excited for that 30 coming.
I don't want to say I think about him in bed, but I do. Every time I flip my pillow, I think of Stuart Scott.
100%.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
As cool as the
So
other
good.
side of the pillow. Coming up next on the Homer Hour, that is John Anderson we've been talking to. He will join Homer. John, thank you so much.
You got it, guys. Good talk.
You heard the man. He'll be with Homer 5 to 6. That's coming up next in 2 minutes. Don't you go anywhere, right, Homer? Oh, baby! Next!
Big delays right now with an accident westbound 94 just past Blue Mound Road off on the right shoulder. It's affecting your ride, though, backing you up to Barker. Southbound on 40.